Welcome to Reality NSFW's coverage of Survivor 42, Episode 6. This is the merge episode. I am Alex Rubino with my co-host Dan Montchal. Dan, how are you?
I'm doing good, but my computer is currently frozen, so I don't know what's going on.
Maybe you need an hourglass in your life to go back.
That might be what it is.
It might be that. But we are joined by an incredible guest, maybe one of my favorites from last season, if not my favorite. It is from Survivor David versus Goliath. It is the one and only Lyrsa Torres. Lyrsa, thank you so much for coming. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good, guys. What a wonderful Saturday morning. It's been amazing.
One of the only people I'd be wanting to talk to on a Saturday morning, Lyrsa, that is you. And Dan, you too. But, yes, two of you, not many others. But yes, it's so nice to have you here. Lyrsa, what have you been up to? How are you doing?
Oh, I'm okay. Trying to find some sleep. It's been impossible in 2022. I know there's like wars, pandemics, fights going on. I'm just fighting for my sleep. But aside from that, I'm really good. I am fantastic. See, I'm just thinking about sleeping because I've been deprived for so long. But I'm actually gonna be in an art exhibition at the end of this month, so I'm excited about that.
Ooh, congratulations. At the end, make sure to plug that so people can go check it out.
Yes, I'm gonna do that.
What are your thoughts been on the whole season so far? Liking it, not liking it?
I'm liking this cast. They are amazing. They remind me a lot of my cast when you have so many different people and diversity. It's fantastic. I'm still pissed about that fucking hourglass. Like, Mike White, did you came up with this? Because then, buddy, you and I will have to have a conversation about that hourglass. It's ridiculous. But yeah, it's been a great season for me. I'm on a draft, and right now I still have 3 of my 4 picks. So at the moment, I'm still running for that money, and I'm grateful for it.
Who do you have left?
So I have left Lindsay. I have left my beautiful straight crotch Jonathan, and I still have Romeo. Yeah, I have a little thing for Jonathan. You guys can laugh about it. He's so beautiful and so nice and so strong, and he knows the songs of the Little Mermaid, and that's when he had my heart. So yes, I have a huge heterosexual crush on Jonathan, people.
All right. You know what?
And the best part is that my brother also lives in Alabama. So when I go visit him, I might get in touch with him to like finally meet him in person.
Ooh, I need to see this interaction happen.
Oh my God. I think it's going to be so funny because he's like 6 feet tall or like plus, and I'm like 4'11". We're going to look like so funny in those pictures.
Oh my God. And then I'm somewhere in the middle. So can I just join and tag along?
I'm going to look like Gazoo. Do you remember Gazoo from the Flintstones? Like the tiny, you probably won't remember. Like the tiny, the tiny alien that will pop up and it's so tiny compared to everybody else. So that's going to be me right next to Jonathan. I'm going to be like his Gazoo.
Oh my God! I want to be on a fly on the wall for this. Literally, I'll go to Alabama. I don't really care. I'll go wherever.
I completely forgot about that, and I was thinking of visiting my brother in May, and I'm like, I might go to Alabama, and I was thinking it while I was watching the show, and then it popped up, Jonathan, Alabama. Like, I should definitely go to Alabama and visit my brother.
Yeah, I bet your brother's gonna love that. He's the
reason. Yeah, still, guys, I'm still a lesbian. It's just like a one-time thing, and it's not sexual, by the way. It's just like he's so nice and he's so pretty, and the dreads, like, oh my God, he's killing me.
You gotta have some fun in life, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Go for it. Oh my God.
For sure, but it's been a great season. I like it, except from the hourglass. I like it. It's been great. And Daddy Jeff is turning into a silver fox. I see some grays on the side. Ooh, he does exactly the same, but gray now. Looking good.
Yeah. He is the proof that he doesn't age at all in 20 years, but he is starting a little bit, but he's aging well. He's still aging really well. And you're like, how old
Yes,
is
I
he?
don't doubt. I don't know. I don't doubt that he has some little help with that, but
Oh, a little
he
help?
has gotten good, good, assistance with that because we see other people that they just look very messed up. But Jeff, he's still looking beautiful. Keep doing what you're doing, Daddy.
Lyrsa, do you know how old Jeff is?
No, but we can Google. He's like
No,
in his.
no, don't Google it. Don't Google it. I looked it
I'm
up.
gonna
I want
say
you to guess.
I think that he must be in his mid 50s.
Higher than that.
Higher than that?
He's
Oh
60.
my god. He's 60. He can actually be my daddy. like my dad. Like my dad. Not daddy, my dad. He can actually be my dad. Oh my god.
6 minutes in, I'm dying.
And I can actually be, I think, like, who is younger on this? Who's the youngest person on this cast? I can be their mom too. Like, this is so fucking weird. I can have kids playing Survivor right now.
I would say, I think it's Swathi. Swathi was 19 or 20.
Oh yeah, she can definitely be my daughter. I had her when I was like, I don't know, 16 and didn't cut it for teen mom. But yeah, she could definitely be my daughter.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, back to the game. Back to the game and not life.
No, listen, I can do this all day. I don't care. I just want to like hear you talk and let you go. But you mentioned the hourglass, so I do want to bring it up.
I see hourglasses now and they panic me, and I still see rain and it still panics me. So if it's bad for me, I cannot imagine for the people that are playing around that fucking hourglass thing.
Wait, I get the rain since like you dealt with the rain and all that, and every time I see rain, I'm like thinking of. I just think of myself. I'm like, oh, this isn't bad, but I really want to go inside now. And then I think of you guys. Like,
so if I'm inside of a building and it's raining, it's fine, right? Yeah. I have no issues. But if I'm out and it starts raining, like it happened on Thursday, I went to the movies, and when I came out of the theater, it was raining. I panic and I'm like, oh fuck, it's raining and I'm outside and I'm gonna get wet. Will I dry enough before I get home? It's like for real. And I know that a couple of people on my season feel the same way with the rain. It was like terrible. So yeah, I see rain, and if I'm outside, I panic.
Oh my!
It's still a trigger.
I love that. Right, just curious, what movie did you see?
So I'm a member of the theater around the corner, the Coolidge Corner, and they were showing Purple Rain in 35 millimeters. Ooh. And I have never seen that movie, and it was so good. It was so good. I knew about Prince, but now I'm like really trying to dig more of his music. It was fantastic. And yeah, I don't know if this is kids approved, but Apollonia's boobs in the like big screen look amazing too. So it was a great experience. And then at the end, we had rain. So, and it wasn't purple. So I was a little distressed.
All right. Well, welcome back, Tana. I bet you're very confused as to where we are.
You missed all conversation of me being Jeff's daughter and me being Swati's mom. So
yeah,
you missed a lot.
I apologize for missing that. I don't know what happened. My computer, like I said, as soon as you hit the go live, it just froze. And then I don't know what it did, but it's dead. I had to go to my work. I grabbed my work computer because I don't know what's happening.
All right, great. The two hosts of this podcast both have laptops that are on the fritz. Love that. My laptop's still working now, and I'm like, okay, it will work another month, and that's all it needs to do. But Lyrsa, so you mentioned rain is triggering to you. The hourglass is triggering. Go on, give me the hourglass story.
I mean, I was thinking that the way the clue or the rule of this hourglass makes it in a way that the contestant, the player, will always smash it because it includes you. It gives you the benefit of being safe. Why don't you try it next season saying you can save and flip everybody but you? people won't smash because it won't affect their game. It will affect directly, I feel, right? You won't be included. If you do it like you smash it, you return everything back before they won, but you won't be included. That is a predicament. That is like, will I help everybody and fuck myself because I'm not included? I think it will be more of a question.
Yeah.
It will give them more to think that just include them. Because if you include me, oh, I'm going to be safe. I'm going to smash it. Yeah, I will look at the numbers. But if I'm not included, I think the question will be bigger.
The thing with that is, I think from the show's perspective, I don't think they care as much about the predicament because they can fake the predicament and act like the person who has to decide has a really tough decision. They care about just the twist being executed. Especially last season, I think this season too, as well. Every twist, they just want to see it in play. They changed the rules of the three-way idol, so that no matter what, all the idols are in play. They need everything in play humanly possible, because if one twist goes unused, the show is a bomb in their eyes, which is mind-blowingly ridiculous. However,
It is.
I think they got lucky with Roxroy being the person sent to exile, because he is the only human being on this cast and maybe in the planet that would consider not saving himself in that spot. Like, I knew he was going. I was like, he has to do it. But the fact that like I had a little bit of doubt in my eyes that he would do it, and when he started talking about it, I'm like, oh God, is he gonna actually try to pull this honorable garbage and not save himself? That would be hilarious. But
yeah, no, I get it. But try it next season, Daddy. Try it next season and tell on the clue that you won't be saved, and let's see if people will smash it. Because that will be a bigger twist. Like, you won't be saved, but are you willing to save the rest of the people?
Dan, would you want to do it that way, or would you want to just get rid of the hourglass completely?
Well, I mean, obviously you'd want to have it out completely. And maybe I missed it, but do we know what happens if, say, like, Jeff offered them that someone from the winning tribe could volunteer to go so they'd have the power in their hands? Would they still be immune by not smashing the glass, or do they go to being... No? Okay.
As far as I would know, as much as it makes sense to me, I don't think this was confirmed, but my speculation is, simply put, just say Tori swapped to Roxroy for argument's sake. Roxroy goes on to the merge. I'm just going to call them the merge feast group because I have no other way to
fake merge.
The fake merge team. He would go there. So it's Roxroy and Lindsay and the other 4 who won the challenge. They would be in that quote unquote safe group initially. Tori would just have the decision. If she smashes it, she's safe. Roxroy and Lindsay aren't, and that whole group isn't. She doesn't smash it, then she's vulnerable with the other 6. Like, it's essentially that she's swapping sides.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's in play where, if you don't change anything, you're at risk. And if you smash it, you'll be safe. As long as that specifically is in place, everyone's going to smash it every single time.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to come down to this point where no matter what they have to do, like, they're going to think, oh, it's an individual game. Why would I not make sure that I'm safe this next vote?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The good thing of this is now that, like, they can't recreate this. They can't recreate this. They can't recreate the phrases because people will know about it. And you lose everything with that. I'm hoping they don't come up with something worse. That's the hope and a little bit of a concern. But yeah, I don't think they can create something like this because then everybody will be throwing every challenge. They're like, all right, who wants to lose more? And like they'll just be like digging for 3 hours.
I was very surprised that Drea knew the twist. Yeah. Like, she said it exactly like it was. And I was like, I'm on a group on like a DM group. And I was like, oh my God, did she just said the twist without knowing the twist? Yeah, I was like,
Yeah. I wrote in my notes, I'm like, did Drea secretly was Drea secretly on the island for season 41? And it was like joking. But no, please. No one say that. No, she did not know it. I think she was.
No, she did not know it. But like trying to guess, I will have never guessed it. I will have never guessed it. And I was always trying to guess what was going to happen with Gabby and Christian. We were reading the clues. We knew what games we're probably going to play. I will have never guessed that was the twist. So props to Drea.
what were some of your guesses like for certain twists and things in your season?
So we knew exactly like the rewards. We knew the order of the rewards. So we knew exactly what was possibly going to be given to us when we went to challenges. And if you read the clues and you're a super fan, most of these games are repeats of like other seasons, right? So Gabby and Christian, I will start like thinking, oh, it might be this one, the one that you have to like pull stuff and then accommodate like a puzzle, or is it gonna be like jumping ropes and doing that shit? So we were always trying to figure it out. Half the time we figure it out correctly, especially the rewards, and that annoyed me a lot because she wasn't a fan of the show. So every morning we'll start like trying to figure out what was gonna happen, and we knew the rewards, and she felt that we were spoiling the season for her. She's like, guys, can you please shut up? Like, you all know this. I'm like, but it's not our fault that we're super fans and we know what's gonna happen. Like,
Tell the
not
show
my
to be-
fault.
This is a way the show could be less predictable, not with all the dumb twists. Which is all right. Let's switch the order of the rewards.
Or you can change them, as I said before. Don't give the fishing gear unless you're like Daddy Jonathan that can do that shit, right? It's useless. It's fucking useless.
Okay.
Give me the fish. I'll eat the fish instead of catching them.
Oh god, it reminds me of Australian Survivor a couple like years ago with their All-Star season. They did a reward challenge, and the reward was like they said a trip to the fish and chip shack, and then it was like actual fish and potatoes, and then they had
Yes, and you had to cook it. Yes. Oh my god, I'm so obsessed with their Survivor. Like I don't think I could ever do their season. So really big props to Sandra and Nina that went there because they are savages. I don't think I think I can do the social aspect over there, but the challenges are like so hardcore, but also their rewards are amazing, like chicken nuggets. I will have died for a chicken nugget reward.
Some of the rewards are amazing, and then others are ridiculous that make no goddamn sense. All right. But back to the US, and speaking of rewards, our good friend Lauren Pratt wants me to ask you thoughts on Applebee's for the merch feast.
Lauren knows my feelings about Applebee's because we discussed this. I'm more of a Chili's girl, also because I work at Chili's, so I know their menu. I was actually craving the other day their chicken Cajun pasta while watching the episode. I only had one experience at Applebee's, and I found a dead fly on my dessert. So it wasn't a good one. Sorry, Applebee's. If you want to make it up and send me like some, like, I don't know, free dinner, I will try you guys again. But the only time I tried Applebee's was a fail.
Yeah. If anyone from Applebee's is listening, all three of us are now out in Applebee's, so you need to send all three of us a free meal or something.
But I feel that in that situation, you're gonna root for whatever food they're gonna give you. I will have preferred Chili's or Waffle House, but if you bring me IHOP, I'm gonna eat it. If you give me Applebee's, I'm gonna eat it. If you give me like a grilled cheese, I will eat it. Right? I will eat whatever you bring me.
It's like the grilled cheese can have flies all over it, whatever. It doesn't matter.
But I did ask because I have never seen Applebee's as a big change, like everybody loved it, and I'm like, guys, it's Applebee's that big here? And they're like, no, it's not.
All right.
I was gonna say, is that something that you think that they're more playing for the camera, or are they just that hungry? Because I've never seen anyone pumped to eat Applebee's.
I know that Karishma loves Applebee's, so I know that her excitement was real. But if it were me, I was gonna fake the emotions, like I fake crying too over there in my first episode. But still, yeah, it's food. You will like whatever they give you.
All right, then I have a bone to pick with one person potentially, and that's Mike. Mike lives in Hoboken, where I currently go to school. This town is known for its restaurants. There is good food every block, like so many local places. I swear to God, if he's going to Applebee's like on purpose, when he has so many good options for food. Mike, I really hope I really, really beg, and I'm willing to bet he was joking. I really hope that he was joking and that like he only gets forced to go to Applebee's when he's in the middle of nowhere. But if he's in this town and chooses Applebee's out of all the good restaurants, I will lose my mind and I will need to take Mike out to dinner and probably have him pay for it because I couldn't. But he needs to experience good food if he thinks Applebee's is good food. Hopefully he's joking.
I don't even know where the Applebee's here is in Boston. I don't even know where it is because we have so many great restaurants that are not chain that I will never go to Applebee's or even Chili's.
Thank you.
I feel like you're just excited to be out there. And so when the producer asks you, how do you feel about Applebee's? You can't just be fucking sucks. Like, I think you got to at least fake the excitement and emotion.
Also Applebee's must be paying a lot of money to be on this show, so they get more like customers, so they have to show excitement about it, right? They probably tell them like, we're gonna give you a big reward, you have to get really excited about it, right?
I'm willing to bet most of them were joking. I'm just really hoping Mike is joking because he's the one who said out loud, I love Applebee's. Really,
I know that somebody else said that they like Chili's best, so
who's that?
Just saying. Lydia said that she liked Chili's best on one of her tweets. Which I agree. Chili's is way better.
All right. Lydia is also from New York City. I really hope she's not choosing to go to Chili's. Really? But aside the point. Listen, if you're from like a big city or somewhere right near a big city and you're choosing these chains, the only one that's acceptable is Cheesecake Factory, in my opinion. The rest of them, you need to be choosing like the local restaurants.
I went to Cheesecake Factory for the first time in years, like maybe 2 months ago. It was okay. Their portions were fucking huge.
Exactly. That's what's great about it. They have cheesecake for dessert. It's great.
I had like dinner and lunch because they served like a lot of food. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think the only one it's acceptable for isn't Tori from like middle of nowhere, Arkansas. Like that makes sense. Like Applebee's is probably the highlight.
To be excited. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Honestly, if I was out there and they like said Applebee's is like the word, I'd be like, oh, Applebee's thanks. But yay, food. I'm hungry. I don't care where it's from.
It's a burger. Yes, bacon.
And right before the show, I was on Instagram and I saw Sydney from last season doing an Instagram story. She's like about the episode, and she's like, they get Applebee's for merch piece. We got cold chicken and prosciutto with flies on it. That's literally what she was like. What the hell?
I know that somebody else has complained before about the pizza reward because they say that Fijian pizza is not good. Let me tell you something, Brett. Let me tell you something, Brett LaBelle. Pizza in Fiji is great. I had a lot of pizza over there and it was fantastic. I don't know what you're talking about. I know that you are a Regina's Pizzeria guy, but I mean, you're in Fiji. You're not going to find Regina's over there.
So Fijian pizza is good in terms of like comparing it to Fijian pizza, but overall it's not great pizza is what you're saying.
No, it is. I mean, pizza is just bread with sauce and cheese. I mean, it's very difficult to fuck up certain foods like tacos, pasta, pizza. There's no way.
Yeah, I will say this. To me, I always say survivors like pizza. Even when it's bad, it's still good for the most part.
Yeah.
You have to really screw it up. But there is definitely a level. There is a big difference between like okay, decent pizza, like a Pizza Hut or Domino's or whatever. Like that's like it's fine, it's okay. You
Pizza
get it
Hut
if you
is
have.
Bad.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm being generous with it. It's okay. Like it's fine if you want to clog your arteries. It's fine.
For Fijian pizza, it's okay.
Yeah, okay. Fijian pizza is closer to that end of the scale, but then you have like New York pizza, which is just unbelievable and amazing. Almost any corner you go down.
Yeah, I think that he was biased because of Regina's, but I went back to Fiji and I went on a kind of like a boat catamaran thing for a day, and the food was pizza, and it was like fucking good. Maybe I was like too drunk and enjoying the pizza too much, but it was acceptable. I liked it. I would prefer that pizza to like, I don't know, the fake kebabs that we got, and I thought they were gonna have meat in it, and it was just fucking vegetables, and I was so sad about it.
Oh my god,
so sad about it. I was so excited. Yeah, because they were like, okay, so you're gonna win some kebabs and some barbecue and the first try that one got meat and we got vegetables, and I was like so upset about
that is perfect. That is just perfect. If you know what when you get meat, you get vegetables.
we got vegetable, which is fine for like Angelina and Mike because they're vegans, so that was great for them. But I don't like eggplant, and I got like a fucking eggplant kebab. Like fuck you guys, I wanted chicken.
But I'm sorry, an eggplant kebab. That sounds wrong.
It is fucking wrong. It is fucking wrong. But you know what? I had some food on my belly, so
Right.
it's fine.
Right. One more thing for Mike. I swear, if they get pizza as a word, and Mike's saying that Fijian pizza is the best pizza on the planet, no. His town, literally every block, there are really good pizza restaurants. Literally, you in this town that is 1 square mile. I'm probably not underestimating. There are at least 10 to 15 pizza places that are good. And I swear, if Mike says it's like amazing, if he says it's fine, whatever. But
No, on camera, we'll
Yeah,
never
on camera, I know,
complain
but-
about it, and then we come back here and we're like trashing their food. So
that's what I want. That's okay. That's acceptable. But need to make sure. Just need to make sure Mike doesn't lose his mind out there too much.
Mike, don't say it's good. Well, if he did, he already said it. So there's nothing we can do about it.
Too late now.
Wait. You're saying the show isn't live and that like we have no control in the outcome?
Yeah. Also, once they stop rolling, they send us to a hotel and give us food. It's all fake. I'm kidding, guys. I still get that fucking question if
Oh
it's
my God.
real. It
Oh my
is
God.
real.
I love that. Love it. It's like everyone is like, that show's still on? Oh, how fake is it? And I'm like, you at this point have like over 500 people, almost 600 people who've played the game. And if it was fake, you don't think one of them would have said something?
Especially the people that have lost and still bitter about it. And there's a few of them. Like, I love you guys, but you know, it's done. What's done, it's done, right? One of them will have said that it's fake, and it's not. It
Yeah.
is not. I will have not opted to show my raggedy ass on camera if it was fake.
And I mean, of all people, if it was really fake, don't you think Johnny Fairplay himself would have been the first to tell it when he got off
Yes.
the island?
Well, I don't know if he would, because he like made himself a little bit of a career out of it after, but maybe in due time he would have. Maybe
But
when
like
he got thrown out
people
of
that
after
are
COVID.
like people that have played several times, and I'm not naming names, several times I have a lot of complaints about the show and how it is played or how the winners are selected. They will have said something if it was fake, and it's not.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry you keep getting the question, but oh goodness.
It's I like it. I like it when they ask me if it's real. Also, I really love it when they're like, "Is it still on?" Like, yes, it is still on.
Oh, I get
Yeah.
that. They're like, what season are they on? I'm like 42. They're like, what? You're kidding,
are-
right?
We're one of those like couples that you barely see on social media, and you see them together, and then you text your friend, "Oh my god, they're still together. I thought they were not together because they don't post anything together." So it's something like that.
Yes, I guess
I mean-
Survivor as a whole is one big couple.
Yeah.
Maybe it's you and Jeff.
Yes. Hey, Daddy.
Oh,
I
wait.
wonder if he reads those tweets, because sometimes I tweet and I was like, "Daddy Jeff." And the other day, Jonathan from Australia tweeted something, and I call him like Uncle Uncle Jonathan. So I don't know if they're really reading this shit.
Jeff, maybe not. I think Jonathan might be. I really think.
He has liked some of my comments, so I know that whoever is managing his account might have laughed because they like my tweet.
Oh my god, I love that. But a question I do want to ask you about the Hourglass Twist. They changed it from last season to this season, at least in the delivery of it, in terms of giving the players a bit more information about what the person who's going to exile will do. The fact that they will have power.
Mhm.
What did you both think of that? Was that better? Does that redeem the twist completely, or is it still problematic?
I think it's still problematic, but at least this time you are warning the players. Like whatever, whoever you're gonna send, your game is on their hands, right? So at least they knew, and I think that I mean, Tori knew that he was probably gonna affect her game. I think.
Yeah, it was still problematic, and
Hmm.
it holds too much power. But I at least like that they were warned, and even after they were making their decision, Jeff even came back like, "Are you sure you want to give Roxroy this much power?" So I don't think they could have that apparent massive blow up that happened afterwards, because Jeff can say, "Hey, I warned you guys several times that they were going to have a lot of power," but it's still, I don't know. I think it still completely defeats the purpose of winning the challenge.
Exactly. Like, why would I put the effort on winning something if you're gonna destroy it? That's not fair. Like, I won fair and squarely to be part of this merge,
I was
and
on
then you take
Jonathan's
it
team.
away. It's not fair.
Yeah.
Mm.
I would have been pissed.
And that challenge was so much work physically to say, hey, you did all the work winning that, and now you didn't. Okay. But I don't like the lying to the players aspect, because I think that
Mm-hmm.
when you can't trust production, I think then, and I feel like this is a case of the way things happen in Big Brother, where Big Brother thinks, oh, we'll add uncertainty and we'll add these things, and then you won't be able to trust what we're saying, and that'll make the players play more aggressively and sporadically. And no, what they do is they just like cave in and do what they feel is safe because they don't know what's happening. And I really think that if they continue stuff like this, the players would rightly be on alert of like, I can't trust what production's telling me. They're saying I'm safe, but am I really? And then because of that, they're not going to be like trying to make big moves because they're like, I don't know if I'm really safe. Whereas like Romeo, when he found out, like, well, first Hai was like, I'm safe, so I'm gonna like try to make these moves and gain agency, and he's not. Romeo's like, I'm safe, now I'm gonna try to make all these moves. I think you could lose that at a point if this keeps going.
I mean, I don't think you can keep going, because if you see this again, I mean, if I'm out there, I'm like, as soon as the challenge starts, I'm sitting down and just hanging out. Like, not a chance.
With that specific twist, I agree with you, but something along the lines of production telling you you're safe is what I mean. Or
Whoever
saying,
is in Fiji right now, because they started, well, they haven't started filming, but I know that they're gonna start soon. Whoever is there has seen this and they know what they're getting. So I don't think they should use the hourglass on like 43 and
they
44.
can't. I'm curious what they will do and what they'll try to keep and get rid of. We'll find out. But yeah, I'm okay if you want to like simplify things in 43. They won't, but I'd be okay with that.
I think it would almost be impossible to use most of the same twists that they've used this cycle.
Yeah, I mean, you could theoretically do the amulet again. You can't do the phrases. You can't do the hourglass. What else was there? What are the other big ones?
I mean, you could do the phrases, but not. I know where the phrases are coming from. I figure it out. And
Still,
no, because then I would like fucked up my intel. Well, it's production. They have several people writing
you don't have
crazy
to say
stuff,
who,
and they
but like,
pick. Yeah, they ask the crew to write weird phrases, and they send them over, and they pick whichever they think it's funny. I guess, right? But it's a twist that we know already. They can't use it or use like phrases that are more common instead of like saying fucking broccoli. Like that makes no fucking sense.
I gotta admit, this season's phrases were, in my opinion, a lot harder than the last ones. And I was like, you know what? We're at least making this a little more difficult. I appreciate that.
I will always remember the story of the bunny rabbit. Right? I don't even know how it. I don't know who came up with that one specifically. I know who came up with some of the other ones. The bunny rabbit, I don't know who came up with it.
Well, Marianne was just the perfect person for that, because I feel like you pause, you hear it, and you're like, what are you talking about? And then you just shake your head, and you're like, that's probably just some Marianne thing.
They got
Marianne.
Exactly.
Marianne was perfect with that one. Mike is perfect for talking about soccer. And Drea did her phrase well, but like, just the way, that was good. Production, you did well there.
The bunny rabbit. And she kept going with the yeah. Everything reminded her of the bunny rabbit.
It's a classic.
I will be like, what the fuck is this bitch talking about? What bunny rabbit? I will eat the bunny rabbit right now. That will be my thought process.
That'd be your thought on Easter, right? It's the day before.
Yeah,
Easter.
like a bunny. I'll eat it.
Oh, Lyrsa, I bet you're making people very happy. You're gonna eat a rabbit the day before Easter.
Actually, well, not on
Your
Easter,
thing.
but people eat rabbit. I have eaten rabbit before.
Oh, I have
rabbit
too.
stew. It's really good. It kind of tastes like chicken. It's not chicken, but it tastes like chicken.
It tastes like chicken. That's most meat. It tastes like chicken.
Yeah. But next time, like, let's pick another phrase, please. Not a bunny.
Yeah, and I think it's indicative. So, going back to the beginning of the episode, it's indicative of the way the show is going that we get a previously on Survivor for the first time in a while, and all it is, hey, we're at the merge. Here's every advantage in case you forgot, because you probably did. Good luck. And I literally wrote my notes. All the advantages. That's all that happened in the previous one. I'm just like, why is the show going this way? Why?
I mean, I'm sure there's people that forgot about the amulets because they haven't been mentioned since like episode 15 or minute 15 of episode 1.
Yeah, I'm not complaining about them mentioning it. I'm complaining about like the fact that like that's all they cover. Like that's where the show is going, where it's all these advantages. Remember all these things? Here they are again.
And I don't want to keep comparing, but I don't think there is that much advantages in the Australia one, right? They have stick to basics most of the time, especially like they have the reward challenge still, like the auction challenge still, which is a challenge I like, a part of the game I really love. The auction, the Survivor auction, right? So I think if CBS wants to be like, show us something different, let's go back to basics, really to basics, like no advantages or at least less advantages, and go back to what it used to be and see how that one plays out, because now it's so full of advantages that everybody's almost virtually safe all the time, and you get voted out because not because of you or the way you play, it's because all of these other advantages everybody else have is affecting your game. Let's go back to basics.
Yeah. I would say on that front, Australia likes to do more twists. It's like at tribal of like, you know what? You're not voting people out. Now you're voting to send them to exile. It's like, that's stupid in its own way. But I'm with you. I think back to basics would be interesting, or at least maybe back to basics, but don't tell them that. Like, I would find it so funny. They tell them nothing, and then there are no idols there, and they are just looking and looking and looking. I'm sorry, I'm so evil, but that would be glorious to see.
Or like put a package, right? And when they open it up, it says like, this is not an advantage. This season, we won't give you an idol. Like right in the middle of nowhere. And they will be like, fuck, there's no idols. And make them look for them and they find nothing.
No, just like have the package, have it open up and there's nothing there. Nothing.
Yeah.
Wait,
what? A sticker, a smiley sticker. Hey, you found something. This is your prize. A tiny sticker that is worth nothing.
No, I just want it to be many of Jason Siska's sticks just wrapped up out there or whatever. Just confuse them.
Dan, what is
that will be hilarious. Like an actual idol that is just a fucking stick.
But like every
idol, just a stick.
I mean, we had that with Ghost Island with Michael, and we got Jeff's famous on it. This is not just a stick anymore. I love that, but make every idol a stick or something, and then they don't know what's a real stick or what's a fake stick,
or what is not.
Give it no packaging, none of the lettering in the packaging. Just, I guess you'll find out.
What I would do.
Play it and we'll see.
If I'm in trouble and I need to pay a target on somebody, I'm literally going into the woods, grabbing a bunch of sticks. In a bag, and then look, they have idols. They have 2 idols. Wait, no, I don't. You do. Those are idols. How can you prove it's not? It's a stick. So is that. That's an idol. They just played it.
It's a fucking stick.
Oh my god! We need? I think the 3 of us need to just become production and make this. We would be freaking amazing at it.
To be honest, I will kill to be part of production.
Oh
Like
my
for
god, I would
real.
too.
I'm not interested. I will stop. If they tell me like you can be in production, but you cannot do any podcast, you cannot do any interview, you have to get out of social media, I will do it. I want to be behind the scenes on that show.
You're saying you would never talk to us again?
Well, I'll talk to you in private, but if that's like the rule, if they say, okay, you are an amazing anthropologist, which I am. I knew exactly what was going on all the fucking time, right? And we want you on the team, but you can
I'm
talk.
joking. I don't listen. I would do the same thing in a second, and I love doing this.
It's an amazing job. To be honest, when we got there, I did my undergrad in anthropology. Like, I'm not kidding. I know that there's a meme around going about me that says, I learned this in school. Well, I did a lot of degrees, so I learned a lot in school. But I actually went for anthropology. And the first day when we got there, I saw production using Write on the Rain notebooks. And I was like, hey, I used that in school for like field trips and taking notes. And they're like, yeah. So then I realized that all of these production people are actually doing anthropology. And I was like, oh my God, when I'm done with this season, can I join you guys? And they were like, no, you can't, because you will be a distraction. Everybody will know you. So they will be paying more attention to you as a person than as a production person. Right. So if I knew that, I would have never applied for the show to be in the show as a contestant. I would have applied to work on the show.
Interesting. Maybe I should try to do that. This cool.
Daddy, if you're listening to this, please take consideration of me working for you.
Me too.
Thanks.
Me too.
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you. Jeff, we love you, even though we criticize your twists sometimes and a lot. we do. I do genuinely love Jeff as a host, but if that doesn't work, Jonathan, call me. I'll work for Australia. I don't care.
Me too. They don't know me over there. I might be able to go over there. I don't. Yeah, some of them know me. I have added them and they know who I am. So that's kind of sad.
Goodness gracious.
I played it wrong, guys. Played it wrong.
You did. Well, we got you on our TV screens and we have you here now. So I think everything's working out as okay as it can be, despite that. Yeah. So at the beginning of the episode, after this previously on, actually, I'm going to interrupt. We have a special guest joining us. Hello, Johnny Fairplay.
Did I miss something?
Only the.
I was gonna tell him like Johnny just said this, and you pop up in it.
Yeah. So Lyrsa, I'm just here to clarify. Yes, I am sending you free Blue Chew. It will give you.
Yay!
It will give you a hashtag super hard dick. Just go to bluechew.com, promo code survivor. It's very simple. $5 shipping. The Blue Chew is free.
My strap-on is gonna be very happy when I take the Blue Chew.
Oh my God. Don't tell my girlfriend. That's the last bit of information that she needs. For my
Is she
sake.
listening to this?
She's in earshot.
Bring her on. We'll see.
No, we're good. Trust me, she does not need to know that information. I would like to be able to sit tonight. So,
oh my God,
are you liking this season?
I am liking. Well, I mean, it's a love-hate thing. You know, we all have a love-hate. I love this game, but I also hate some of the twists. We're talking about the Hourglass. I mean, you know, you're fucking everybody over. There's other ways you can fuck them over instead of like, you know.
Yeah, I hated it last time because I don't feel that Jeff did a good enough job conveying of how dangerous this was. So they did tweak it. And the fact that Drea guessed what the twist was with it, and I'm just like, I'm cool with that. If they figured it out and they were still willing to risk it for fucking Applebee's,
we'll get there.
I would have been like, you know, they would have been like, hey, so I'm just like, okay, so I don't have to have Applebee's. If I would like to volunteer myself to not have Applebee's, please. Yeah,
definitely. No, we were talking about that. I was telling Alex and Dan too. If you get sent and do this Hourglass bullshit, don't add the person on the thing. Like you can save and flip it, but you're not included. And
Yeah.
let's see if they smash it.
Yeah.
Because everybody's gonna smash it once they read it, you're gonna be safe.
Well, yeah. So
Right.
no,
So it's no
with,
game.
I'm with you there. However, I don't want to see it again. But I felt like this is as good as we can get to something palatable with the twist. So
yeah, compared to last season, yes, definitely.
Yeah. So, but still, just don't bring it back ever.
And he warned them twice. He was like, "Are you really sure?"
Yeah, and they caught that he warned. Like, it wasn't like he said it and it just went over their head. He was just like, "Did you catch that Jeff like extra warned us because like this is gonna fuck up something?" And they're like, "Yeah, but it's Applebee's." And I'm just like, "Have none of you ever been to Applebee's?" Because like I was talking on the after show. My friend Jason Powell at ProWrestling.net. They were watching the episode. He was watching with his girlfriend, and she's like, "Oh my god, I want Applebee's." He goes, "Why?" She goes, and she goes, "It looks good." And he's like, he goes, "Have you ever been to Applebee's?" She's like, "Yeah, it's been a while." And he goes, "It sucks." So anyway, they go, and he was like, "Oh my god, it sucks so much more than I even remembered." So, and she agreed. She hated it.
How are they shipping Applebee's over there? Because I don't recall an Applebee's in Fiji.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can. They probably.
I mean, I know. I know that you can like recreate it. Yeah,
they
DoorDash it. I mean, if you have the recipe, you can make it over there. But like, it's not the same. I guess I don't know.
Well, then it has to be better if they made it there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Give me Chili's. I don't like Applebee's.
Yeah, I would take Chili's over Applebee's.
I would take Chili's. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Even Waffle House.
Oh my god, I'll take Waffle House over anything anyway.
Yes.
I have my Waffle House. My Waffle House mug right now.
I love Waffle House.
I've never been there.
Oh, it's the best.
It's so good.
I
want to go.
So
yeah,
it's so good.
But yeah,
I go there when I go to Alabama. So maybe next time I'm there, I'll ask Jonathan to go with me.
Yes.
And we can like figure out. We have a date at Waffle House.
Do you think you're Jonathan's type?
I don't think so.
But I don't think I'm Jonathan's. I think a mirror is Jonathan's type.
But let's be honest. This is just a weird straight crush I have on him. He's actually not my type either. So it's fine. It's a good relationship for both of us. I think.
I think Jonathan looks in the mirror, sees Jesus, and goes, "This is the best of both worlds. This is everything I need in my life. I have Jesus, and Jesus is me. Let's call it a day."
I just want to see this human in person because he looks so big.
Yeah,
so big, and I'm so tiny. It's gonna be hilarious.
Did you have anyone on your season that received like a really kind edit and had zero social skills out there?
The people that didn't have social skills in my season were not edited in a good way anyways.
Okay.
So yeah, and the people that we did had social skills, we were never featured. Right. So it was interesting because I got along with a lot of the people and we had like really good conversations. And I have always said this, we need to have an extra day on the TV for people, like so they can see our interactions because a lot of the things, they get lost in the edit and people were questioning like, oh my God, how does this happen? How this person like Erica last season, she won and we couldn't see, what? Come on. But we didn't see. I felt so bad because a couple of days before the winner was revealed, I said like, oh, she needs to be like voted out next. So we haven't seen her at all. We don't know who this person is. And then she won, right? So an extra day will give people the perspective of how many of the things happen and how we get to some of the votes, right? I had really great relationships with everybody, right? Except some couple of people, but mostly we have fun at camp, right? And people were like, why are they keeping Lyrsa? She's so slow. She's so weak. Because I had really good relationships with people.
Yeah,
and it's not everything about fucking winning a challenge. It's not all about that, right? Yeah. So I think that we need to see more of that so we can get a more cohesive reason of why people are voting out of the game or not.
Yeah.
But I thought we got a really good look at Jonathan last week because, like, my first season I played with Rupert, and Rupert woke up every morning and goes, "No one does anything. This camp is a pigsty." And then he'd go off for 8 hours with the Hawaiian sling because he had 0 social skills whatsoever. And he'd come back with fucking 5 aquarium-sized fish, and then they'd show Krista or Sandra going, "He's the provider." And in reality, this is a guy with 0 fucking social skills that could not bear to talk to us for fucking 10 minutes. So he just disappeared. "I'm going to find the baby shark. I'm going to find the mama shark." And goes off with his own fucking film crew every fucking day and then comes back with fucking nothing. And I see Jonathan last week and he goes, I can't stand talking to these people. You know, I got the spear now. I'm just like, that's Rupert. And this guy is getting the Rupert edit. And I'm just like, seems like a shitbag too.
Aww, but he's so cute.
Was Rupert cute?
No, I don't know. Like, Rupert is not my type. I'm sorry, Rupert, you're not my type. I mean, Jonathan is also not my type, but if I had to pick a type, I would pick Jonathan.
I feel like they're the same because Rupert be like, "It's all about challenges. They can't get rid of me because of challenge." I'm just like, motherfucker, that's why I'm sending you home. And Jonathan's like, "They're not going to get rid of me because Lex Luger, Jesus, and challenges. I'm not going anywhere." I was like, what? Like, I'm sending, like, Tori's like, "Yeah, I want immunity and I want to win some more, so I'm going to get rid of you. Just nice chat."
It's an amazing world. And that's all I'm going to say.
There you go. All right. You guys get back to it. I just wanted to say hello. Don't forget BlueChew.com, promo code Survivor. You can thank me later.
Thank you, Johnny.
Thanks, Johnny.
Thank you. And everybody come see me this Wednesday. I'm in Nashville. Go to survivortix.com for tickets. On 4/27, I'm going to be in Durham.
420?
On 4/20, I'm in Nashville. I got Taj, George, I got Whitney and Keith from South Pacific, and I got Figgy. And then on 4/27, I'm in Durham. I got the Queen, Sandra Diaz-Twine will be there, along with Zane Knight, Dana Lambert, and Jane Knight. And then tickets just went on sale.
And Dan Montchal.
Oh my God, I want to meet Dana.
Come, 4/27, come to Durham. And Dan will be there. And then
yes, sir.
On 5/18, I'm in New Jersey at Bolero Snort Brewery. It is 7 minutes from Times Square, and I'll be joined by Bryce, Wendell, and some surprise castaways that I'm not allowed to mention.
And maybe me.
Oh, there we go.
Hopefully.
The 27. Let me put that on my calendar.
4/27 is Durham. It's gonna be a blast. Yeah, you guys got Southwest. You're up near Boston.
Yeah, I'm in Boston.
Yeah, Southwest is a really cheap flight to Raleigh. There you go. All right, guys.
Okay.
Right. Go to survivortix.com to get tickets for the first 2 shows, and the New Jersey show to go to bolerosnort.com. And with that, I'm gonna go have brunch. So it's my girlfriend.
Go have that magic spoon.
Oh yes, you know what I do. Bye guys.
See ya.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Well, 2 things from that conversation. One, I feel like you'd get longer episodes. I think that would be good if Survivor ever went to like only being on a streaming service. Like if at some point Survivor's not doing well on CBS and like we're just going to put it on Paramount Plus, then you could get like hour-and-a-half episodes because they're not constrained by these windows. And the other thing, you were asking how tall Jonathan is. I did some digging. He's 6'4".
Oh my God, he's a wall. He's the wall of China for me. Damn. I'm 4'11 and a half. I'm not even 5.
You're 5.
Yeah, when I put sneakers on.
Round up.
Yeah, round up. Exactly. Definitely round up. I don't even know what that was. I do not know what that was. It sounds like you're getting some medicine, Lyrsa. Good for you.
I just want to see what I mean. I have never taken one of those pills because evidently I don't have a penis. But I would like to figure out what will be the side effect for a female if they take them. I'm willing to explore that. Maybe I'll get like a tiny heart attack or something like that. So I just want to know what it will do to my body. I'm into. Yeah, I will do it. I will volunteer myself and figure out what the blue shoe will do to a female.
So for research purposes.
Yeah, just for research, because evidently, like, nothing is gonna like get up.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, mom and dad. We went there.
Oh, I love it. All right. Something interesting. I just go back to the beginning of the episode because we've kind of like jumped around a lot. What did you think of last week? Because Daniel goes home, but Chanel votes for Mike because she's worried about the shot in the dark. And like on the surface, a bunch of people I know were like, "Why did she do that?" And then I thought about it more. I'm like, this was a genius move. Maybe not picking Mike, but throwing a vote somewhere was genius. What did you think about that? Because now Mike is like, "I'll take a bullet for Hai and Lydia, but Chanel, I'm just moving out of the way."
Can I ask why you think it was a genius move? Because it was still a 2-2-1 split. So it wasn't like if a shot in the dark was played successfully, or maybe it wasn't a 2-2-1 split, but it was still split up that it wasn't guaranteed to save her.
It was 2-2-1.
Was 2-2-1. Okay.
It was 2-2-1.
That if an idol was played or a shot in the dark was played, which obviously it would change stuff because it wouldn't have been a 2-2-1 losing a vote. Yeah. But I'm curious why you think it was genius.
Well, I think it was really good. Let's talk about the shot in the dark. At that point, Daniel doesn't vote. And like as the votes were, it was 2-1-1. But it could have. There's some situation where it may have been in that instance like 1-1-1-1. It at least gives her it. Because then who would she be voting for? She'd be voting for Daniel, and all the votes wouldn't count at that point. Like every vote, and then maybe as far as she knows, maybe it's just Daniel's vote that sends her home. As far as she knows, it could have just been Daniel's vote that sends her home. Now with this, he's safe. He doesn't even have a vote. Maybe. If everyone votes for her, it's her one vote that sends Mike home. And she's still in the game.
Yeah, I guess it's possible.
That's the way I look at it. If everybody votes for Daniel, or at least as what she's thinking. One, if everyone votes for Daniel either if he plays an idol, he would be voting for Chanel. And then she would be voting. If she votes for someone else, it's 1-1 in that instance, and she still has a shot. If he uses the shot in the dark, he has no vote, and it's her one vote that sends Mike home instead of herself. So that's why I think it's genius. I think she would have been better off probably picking Lydia, but I still think it was a very good move for that reason.
I mean, I'm curious. I guess we'll see how it plays out or whatever. I mean, yeah. I spoke last week, gave my thoughts. I thought they should have voted Chanel out instead of Daniel, but
I think you can make that argument for sure. But I'm just talking from Chanel's perspective. She made the move that at least gave her the best shot of staying
in the game. Yeah.
So I always appreciate. I like when the players think three-dimensionally and they're like, all right, what if this happens and all this stuff. I love that. I love them thinking like that. And then we go to Ika really quick before the merge. And just I love it. It feels like the whole tribe in like 2 minutes we get it. Just Tori bugging Roxroy and Roxroy not giving her what she wants. That's the whole tribe. That is the entire tribe. And I don't know why I love that, but I do.
Yeah. In case you need a reminder, these two don't like each other. And here's a quick, 30-second clip.
Yeah, and also, let's see. Tori plays the game really hard, and Roxroy doesn't know how to play the game and doesn't want to. I mean, they both don't know how to play the game, but like Tori's playing at like an incredibly hard level. It is way overplaying, and Roxroy is the definition of underplaying and doesn't want to tell anyone anything. And then the other two, I feel for Dre and Romeo on that group. They're like, oh God, why?
Did he open a social media, by the way, Roxroy?
As far as I know, no.
No?
Which maybe is good for him. Like, I think almost any of these players would benefit from not having social media.
Yeah. But I'm curious more to see I think eventually Roxroy and Tori, they're going to flame out. They're going to, they're going to sink their ships. But I think what you are going to see that's interesting from that is having to deal with that. I think that's forced Drea and Romeo to work closer together. And I think that's going to be a pretty powerful twosome, like going on deeper in the game.
Absolutely. All right. So it seems like everyone wants Tori out because I guess Drea likes Rockstory a little bit more. But I also loved him Rockstory getting sent to exile. First, I was like, oh, maybe he's the only one who would consider not saving himself. But two, he's going to be the happiest person alive being alone. And I love he's there and he's just like, wait, I don't have my wife nagging me. I don't have kids. I don't have these people. This is great. I'm alone. I can build a shelter
vacation. He probably slept well for those 2 days in comparison to me in 2022. So I think he enjoyed being alone, and he started like making a new shelter. Like I wouldn't have wasted my time on that, but there we have him building a new shelter and everything for 2 days. Props to him. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have wasted my energy.
I would have been doing something because I'd be worried about rain. And I'd be like, oh, I know if I'm going on exile, it's going to pour. Absolutely pour. He got lucky. I think Erica had rain last season, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
That seems like the worst case scenario. You're alone and it's raining. So I'd be like, you know what? I have to build at least a roof over my head.
Yeah, Roxroy had his little, like canopy thing, his little shelter. I think he was having the time of his life right there. He had a little bit of rice, like just.
I think he got as much rice as the losing group got for himself. It looked like he had a good. Yeah, exactly.
Quote unquote losing people.
Yeah, but we do get the nice moment as he's like walking up the hill and he's like, "Ooh, how beautiful is this?" And he talks about. I just wrote a condition that could potentially blind him later in life. I don't remember the name of it, and I did not want to write it down because I don't know enough about that stuff. But that was really sweet. Like seeing players who appreciate where they are, and I think it's like you would think based on the tone that Rockstory gives off sometimes and how annoyed he gets with everyone, that like he's not happy to be there. But seeing that other side of him, I think, was so nice, in my opinion.
Yes, it gave him like a human perspective, in a way, like. Oh, now I feel this guy, because I was like a little bit annoyed by his attitude the whole time, right? And then we see what he's going through and that he's appreciating what he can see right now because he doesn't know because of his condition. I'm like, oh my God, now I feel for this guy. They do this shit to me. I start like, I don't like this person, which is a lie because I like everybody. I just don't like the edit on people. And then they throw this shit at me. I'm like, oh my God, I want to hug this person. I'm not a hugger, right? So made him human. But I will have to say, if I were sent to exile and they tell me, we need to do a shot of you overseeing Fiji and you need to climb that mountain, I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm not doing it. Just record me here. I can admire the beauty at the beach. I'm not going on that mountain. I need to save my energy. Fuck that shit. No.
I would do it because I would be so bored out of my mind. I'd be like, where I could go somewhere, anywhere that's not here. Sure, I'll go right now. Where? Around the corner, up there. Run 3 miles. So fine, I'll do it. I would do anything.
Really.
Survivor just loves their helicopter shot. Like that's if they can get a helicopter shot in there, they're gonna do it.
Yeah, I know.
That is actually the moment that we take to say the shit that we want to say when the cameras are not around, right? There's so many shit that was said when the drone was going on and there was no production people that you'll be surprised. You will be surprised.
I would do that, like walk up the mountain, but I would take my time. Like I am not wasting any bit of energy.
Well, if it's something like, okay, you can walk at your own pace, we don't have a time frame to shot, I'll do it. It will take me forever, but I'll do it.
I'm doing it forever. I don't care. You know what? Hey, you want this shot, you'll get it. You're just gonna have to wait because I have nothing to do here. So if I can make this journey, this walk up a mountain that would normally take me 10 minutes, make it take 3 hours, good, because I need to kill time. Like there's no strategizing I can do. There's nothing I can do. I need to kill time and entertain myself. And then I'd probably just be walking up and down the mountain all day. Like, well, I have nothing to do. What am I going to do?
I think it's also the only time that you can wander around
Exactly.
alone without having the fear and putting a target on your back of people thinking you're trying to find an idol. So now that I'm like thinking of that, I might have taken the walk without complaints. Because as soon as you leave camp, people are like, is she or him looking for an idol? Right? And then it puts a target on your back. Here, you're just so chill that, yeah, you don't have that.
Yeah. There was some interesting foreshadowing when we got to the quote unquote merge feast. The first thing is that Lydia said she's excited to be safe, and I just wrote in my notes, oops.
I know.
She was excited to be safe. Jonathan and I said almost went to exile, but then hunger struck, which I was like, that could have really cost him. And then the other point, when he said he wanted to lay low, I just started cackling. I'm like, yeah, good luck with that, buddy.
There's no way, Daddy.
Good
you're
luck
gonna,
with that.
yeah.
Yeah, lay
No
low.
way.
Oh yeah, you literally did every challenge by yourself. And no disrespect to the Taco Bell, but he
was like holding people and dragging them, carrying people.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, and then he's like, well, I'm not that good. Like, no, I'm not. You don't have to worry about me. I'm not physically strong. And then maybe my favorite part is Tori being like, I'm safe. So now, and no one from Ika is here. Let me air all their dirty laundry, which I think has some benefits of just, like she said, telling them that she's a free agent and that she's open.
Yeah.
But I think the minute she's not safe, it's like if she wasn't, be like, oh well, you already have people who don't like you. Now they really don't like you, and now people know they can't trust you. So I don't know. What did you think of her decision to do that?
I mean, I understand that she needs to make a new move because her tribe, I mean, she has to act before these people, she needs to get a jump start before they start telling everybody we don't like her, right? Because at that moment, it's when they're first making contact with the other tribe members, right? Mm-hmm. So, but the thing is, again, we smash that hourglass and it fucks her over because then these new people are going to see her like, she's babbling around. What can we expect from her? Right. Mm-hmm. So I will have said some stuff, right? But I wouldn't have been that open and clear about the issues that were going on because you never know with this game. Absolutely. You never know. So now, aside from the Ika people not trusting her, we have the new people that are like, oh, she opened her mouth as soon as she was a free agent. And now, what can we expect from her? Can we align with her? Right?
100%.
Yeah, I think there was a way that you can let everyone else know that, hey, I'm open to working with you, but without just trying to bury the tribe that you just came from.
Because you never know.
Absolutely.
Now she has a target that she put herself into that situation, unbeknownst to her, right? Because she doesn't know the twist, right? So now she has to win the challenges because if not, she's an easy vote.
Yeah. I think she continues to kind of, you thought, all right, she had that first rough episode, and then you thought maybe she was starting to dig herself out of it, but I don't think she's really done anything that's done her any favors in this game.
I'm really excited to talk about Tori when we get to the ranks. I think she's one of the most complex people in this game. But I'm not good. Not good. But then we go to what I call the merge camp at that point with the people who didn't make the merge. And I love Romeo just starting with the quote, my favorite, "Sorry, America, I look like crap."
I know.
I'm like, yeah, all of you do. It's okay. You're all beautiful and you look like crap, which is amazing to me. I'm like, how are they still so good looking?
And he still didn't look that crappy.
No,
I mean, compared to like pageants, which is his world, right? Of course, you don't look like pageant-wise, but he looked good.
Yeah.
Well, and could he really know how much he looks? Because I know I was talking about that with Johnny on an Australian podcast a few weeks ago, is that they don't really understand what they look like because you can't even really see the reflection in the water because the waves coming through. So don't put yourself down, Romeo. You don't see what you look like. I'm sure it's better, better than what you think.
People get hotter. It's called island hot. I feel I got hotter by the second, and if I look awful, I don't want to know about it. So I think that nobody looks bad. I feel that we get hotter, we get smellier. Yes, I will give that to them. But we get you're getting like the natural sun and the beachy waves and the hair. You get better. I will go back to Fiji for a couple of days so I could look like, island hot.
That is, yes. I got nothing there. Yeah, there we get the Drea moment where she's apparently seen season 41 and is like, could Rockstar flip it? And we get Drea and Mike talking about their idol, and then like, we're gonna get along, and we each have one person we hate, so beware. With Mike throwing Chanel under the bus and Drea throwing Tori. I wonder if that's gonna have an impact later on. It seems like it might.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like they're just throwing the beginning stages of they're planting the seeds of we need to get these two out.
Definitely.
So I was just say I think the seed that it's showing more than anything is that Mike's got a social game.
He does.
Because every conversation that you've seen that Mike was involved, you're just like, okay, Mike, like I like what you're doing there. Like that's pretty good.
Yeah, he's impressed me. Dre's obviously impressed me. And we get Mike ending with a confession saying, I am not going home with that idol, to which I am saying, is that more foreshadowing? Mike gonna get blindsided with an idol, because boy, would that be sad but funny. Does it happen? Do you both think that Mike gets blindsided with an idol?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I don't think he does. I think if anything, he's more likely to misplay it than he is to go home with it.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think I think he could play it for someone else. That could be interesting, but I think he could get a little too confident. I do. And think like he'd be too trusting of people. That's my thinking. I hope I'm wrong, but
he could, but I think that the people that he's aligning himself with, I don't think he's going to be viewed as the biggest threat that they're going to get out. I mean, he's already close with High, and you're like, okay, that's High seems to be more strategic, the bigger threat. He's aligning himself with Jonathan, which that's probably as big a shield as you could get out there. Mm-hmm. And if you saw how the episode unfolds, he's aligning himself with Omer, and it looked like he's the one that pretty much changed the entire tide of this vote. So I think he has a few layers, to hide behind before you really get to Mike.
I'm with you, and I don't think he's going home anytime soon, but could I see him getting blindsided with the other when they get to the point of Mike's a strong player, he's one of the older players, him making it to the end would be impressive. He's really good socially. He's got a good strategic mind. I think he's a big threat, and at some point, players would probably be smart to get rid of him. But we'll see. And then after everyone comes back, we finally see Omer, who I think was the star of this episode, to be honest with you. And we haven't even talked about him. He was like, I'm going to be like a shark and I'll strike when the time is right. Apparently the time that was right after he learned he was safe. It's like, all right, give me the challenge. All right, now I'm safe. Cool. Let's go. What do you think of Omer?
Who, me?
Yeah. Well, both of you.
No, I like Omar. I just I want to see more of him. I think that I didn't like that he was kind of like behind voting Lydia out because she didn't want to work with him because I like Lydia. But at the same time, I'm so happy that she's part of the 7 voted out club because I'm a member of that club. So we share that.
She's got good company.
Yeah. We're a tight, solid group.
No, I really like what he's doing. I think my only concern is that you'll see it, throughout the season is he'll have a good episode or a good half episode, and then he disappears for an episode and a half. And obviously that's the editing, and I'm assuming he's doing stuff out there. But that's what I guess worries me about his potential long-term game is that he just disappears sometimes.
And I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily. I think it's like, all right, make a move and go back into the corner. Make a move, go back. I think that can be really effective if it's done right. And if it gets to a point where players are like, oh my God, Omer, then he's in trouble. But yeah, we get that. And I'm curious, we get the three we get Lindsay, Drea, and Hi talking about the amulet, which I think we all forgot was a damn twist.
I forgot about it too.
Do you think they're gonna protect themselves long term? Or do you think it's like kind of just smoke and mirrors?
No, I'm saying the same thing if I'm out there. Like, no, let's use this to work together.
Oh yeah, no, I'm lying to
yeah.
Yeah, like that thing gets more powerful the less there are in here. Like, yeah, let's work together, and then the first chance that I have to get one of you out, like,
I will
happen.
Yeah. I am using that to make relationships with the two other people individually, so that no matter what, I'm not the one they're targeting first.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? Like, what? Oh, and whoever wants to make a move on the other first, I'm just like, let's do it. Let's go. All right, you ready? We'll do it. See what happens. And then we get Jonathan and Mike, who is the bromance I guess we all expected, but none of us expected. I don't know.
I wasn't expecting it.
They're gonna drive me insane if this keeps going longer. I don't know. I felt like Romeo when he went after the challenge. He's talking about Jonathan and Mike like being inseparable. I'm like, yeah, I don't need that.
So I guess I have a question for both of you. There's, generally when you see that someone like Jonathan, he's, target number one at the merge. And, you saw Mike, you saw Hi, obviously he has the relationships with Omer. They're like, no, I actually want to work with him as a shield. Do you think that's the right move to go? Like, I guess, do you think that he's going to be that physically imposing that they can hide behind him long term? Or do you think that they've realized that he's a good person to hide behind because he's not good at puzzles?
Yeah, Lyrsa, why don't you go first? Because I'm still thinking.
As being the person pegged as the weakest person in my tribe, which made no sense because once again, I won that freaking first thing and we had a roof because of me, but whatever. I will have keep him for a little bit because I know that I can chill behind him at a certain level. Like, I'm really good at puzzles, so I know that I can use him and maybe in a challenge that I need to lose, because sometimes you need to lose so you don't seem like the powerful player that you probably are, right? So I will keep him a little bit longer and then beat him out and take him out. I think that the puzzle thing, it's what defines the challenges. So I would like keep him to use him. Like, he's bringing food. Everybody's way concerned about him, but at the end, I know I can beat him. So that's always good to know that I can hide behind you for a little bit, but it's not a threat to me, right? Because I know I can beat you in the end. The thing that makes you win mostly at the challenges is solving the puzzle or not. And I know I'm good at that. So I can keep you for a little bit. And then when I need to, I'll beat the hell out of you. And then, Daddy, I'll send you back home and miss your big muscles. But I'm there to win. So.
All right. For me, I think it depends on a couple of factors. One, how close am I with Jonathan? Like, can I make a relationship with him? Can I have an alliance with him? That plus what kind of player is Jonathan? If Jonathan is the definition of like the meathead with no strategic chops, I know like there is no shot. Like he's not making allies. He's not good socially. Like I like him, but like if I don't have to essentially worry about him like making better relationships with other people, I probably keep him around a little bit as my meat shield. Be like, well, you want to get rid of me, Jonathan? Look at him, because I know he can't win everything. Even he's a beast; he'll lose something. Even if he was good at puzzles, he'd still have to lose something eventually. But if he's that player that I know is physically strong like he is, and also pretty strategic, like I think Jonathan has decent strategic chops. Unless I am really, really like tight with him, I might say, you know what, let's take our shot right now. It also depends if I'm safe or not in that group, because if I'm in the group that's safe, I'm maybe I'm like, okay, we can keep Jonathan for another round, like keep him as a shield. But if I'm vulnerable, I am like, no, get rid of Jonathan, please, for the love of God, get rid of him. We need him gone now. Like you're telling me, like, look at him. Like, don't look at me, look at him. No, over there. Get him.
We also don't know how he will function, I think, as an individual, because all of the challenges have been mostly like group challenges, and he's a beast on those. But what when we have to like balance on shit? He's so big, right? He's so big.
Yeah, that's the thing that he was so good in the in the merge, can't speak, pre-merge, challenges like we've talked about. I don't see him being that much of a challenge beast when it comes to the individual part, because he's not good at puzzles, because, as you brought up, the balancing and the endurance. Like, I'm sure he's not bad at it, but is he going to be better than some of the other, like stronger women that are out there? I don't know. I don't think he's going to go on this, 3, 4, 5 challenge win streak. I just don't think it's going to happen.
That's fair.
Yeah. It's not the same as strong wise challenge as an endurance challenge, right? And if we have to step up in a tiny, like really thin beam to hold things, he's so big. Like, can he do that? Right? I don't think he can.
He has done things we thought he couldn't do before. So you never
he's carrying people around.
Yeah, he's just like lugging them like, okay, let's go.
Literally.
All right. Right after we get that, we get one of my favorite moments of the episode, one of the most heartwarming moments, with Hai and Romeo.
I know.
So you want to dig into that a little bit?
As soon as I saw that clip, I wrote Romeo a DM and I told him, I really want to hug you. Like, I'm sending you hugs and love. Aww. Because I have been there. I have been in the position in which all my friends know I'm out of the closet and they know the real me. And I have had the struggle of hiding stuff from my family and going to see my family. Like, this was years ago. And I honestly, I still don't know how they didn't figure it out, because I look very gay, right? But that thing of going back to your family, especially in the Latino culture, and you're a man, like, I think it's more frowned upon in the Latino culture to be a gay man than to be a lesbian. Right? Because we are engraved with this macho stereotype that it doesn't matter if it's 2057, right? The Latino culture is man's has to be a man's man, right? So for him to have to hide this big important part of his life of who he is, right? Who he truly is, to have his family, because they wouldn't understand. Right? I felt for him because I've been on that position, having to go back to my family and lie like, oh, when are you bringing your boyfriend? And you're like, maybe next holiday. And you're like, never, because I have a girlfriend, right? And I love her boobs. So I felt so much for him. And I think that actually, now that he is in this show, and I know that his family, his Hispanic family, are going to see this, putting him on the struggle of like surviving this and being out there and representing them as a community is gonna like overshadow that. You know what I mean? People are gonna get more focused on Romeo the person instead of who he's sleeping with. That it's gonna be on a second level. Right. And I know the struggle. I felt for him so bad. And I really want to meet Romeo. He's on my winner pick. And I really want to give him a hug because I've been in that position. And it's not an easy one.
Yeah. That was so beautiful and emotional. And and it also goes to the representation on the show nowadays. Now that you have 2 gay men being able to talk about this, 2 gay men of color being able to talk about something like this out there, which I know is like obviously something you didn't have on your season. Like it's something, it's going in the right direction, I would say, and it's so nice to see. And I want to give him a hug too. I want to give like the both of them hugs. Like, they're amazing, and
and they both have the same
what they're going
background,
through.
they're like minorities, they're gay men, and they both have so different experiences in life, right? So this is the beauty of Survivor, that you bring
Exactly.
people that might have the same common things, but their experience in the world is so different that can be eye-opening, right? So that's one of the amazing parts of this show, like being able to see that and to identify with people and see other people like you going through the same process. And in the end, you see, you think like, you know what? I'm going to be fine. It's going to be all right.
Yeah. And I mean, one, them having that support for each other means so much. And it also just goes to show, like, I think it's a lot of things you see in society. It's like, just because they're both gay men does not mean they're similar. They're so much different, amazing people in their own right. And I'm just so happy for the both of them getting to show that on TV. And I really just hope and pray that their families end up being supportive and good with them, because, yeah, if we as strangers be supportive of them, I really hope their families can just see them as people, and like the gender of who they choose to love is it's them. They can't change it, no matter how hard you try. You can't.
Yes,
it's not their defining features. But that was, yeah. Dan, anything to add on that?
No, I mean, I think that you covered it well. It's important you have it, and especially I think it's important for moments like this in the show, because as it breaks out, you can see that the two of them, they're not really working together, and this wasn't a conversation about the game or next steps for that. It was just the two people being there for each other, being supportive, and I think it goes a long way, and it shows hey, this game out here isn't everything. There's things that are bigger than that are more important, and I think it says a lot when the show highlights those moments.
Yeah, I think it's very important to see the human aspect of the game, because it's not everything about, winning and creating like this, relationships to get to the end. There's some humanity behind this. And I feel that those are the most important moments of the show, because then people can really relate to who you are watching on your TV and say like, you know what? That's me. You know how many people told me, I'm so glad you went on the show because I finally saw somebody like me on the TV, and gave me hope that maybe someday I can do this, right? So there's somebody out there like Romeo, and is watching this show, and is watching this person going through the same thing and say like, you know what? I can make it. So I think that's one of the most important concept of this game, is the human aspect and the values that we're like sharing with the world.
Yeah. So beautifully said. Yeah, and thank you for talking about that, and always being so open about who you are and all your experiences. It's so helpful to so many people.
Yeah, you never know. Like maybe there's some baby queer nugget out there listening to this and having a really bad day, and then they listen to this and it clicks on them like, oh my god, everything's gonna be fine. Like I'm struggling right now, but in the end, it's gonna be a good thing.
Yeah, and hearing you and seeing you out there, I mean, can reach so many different people. Not just queer people, maybe just like straight people, like who aren't as maybe don't know anyone in their lives who is LGBT, and they're like, oh, this Lyrsa's a badass. She's awesome. Why did I feel this way before? Like so many things, and it's so nice to see what you and Hi and Romy and so many people on this cast and on this show are doing. It's wonderful. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
And all right, back to the game, because like the show, they go right back to the game, and we get Omar joins Hi and Romeo, and Hi is like, all right, Chanel is not to be trusted. We're gonna keep doing this. Chanel, don't trust her. Oh yeah, Omar, you don't have a vote, by the way. Just a heads up, you can't vote next. Oh my god, I'm Omar. That's her ship. Like, what? She said she could lose her vote. What the hell?
Yeah, that was a really wrong play from both of them. Like he was trying to help her, and she both of them unhelped themselves.
Both
Chanel
of them
says,
just
"I
had the
can't risk
wrong
my
read.
vote," and then does that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Goodness gracious!
I really like how that Chanel thing became like so high school, because they're all talking and they're all obviously talking about her, and then she comes in the first time and they're like, oh, and they change the subject,
and
and
they
then
run away.
suddenly
They run away.
and they ran away, right? And you might think, if this happens again, they will have, get the acknowledgement of what they did before and stay a little bit longer with her. And then it happens again. She comes by like, oh, we cool with you. We like you. We like you. We like you. Okay, we're going to go away. And she's again left alone.
I mean, the first time is like, okay, immediately, like, red flags. Like, oh, let's go fishing. Okay, bye. Second time, like, all right, like, I think it was High saying, all right, we can't do this again. We have to be there.
Yes.
And they say one thing. I forget if she asked a question or something, and they're all like, oh, we didn't talk about who's going to answer this. All right, bye. And it's like,
Bye.
no, guys, no.
Well, and
This
I
is
mean, I
already
think
bad.
it shows, well, it's bad on all of them, but specifically like Jonathan, that he's just maybe his social game isn't there. That as soon as he's put in an uncomfortable position, he's like, oh, I'm gonna go fishing with the spear. Like, it's just his default. Like, I'm out.
But he kind of has an excuse, because he is the one that is actually going out there and bringing fish back. So he has an excuse like, oh, I have to feed people. I can leave. But
So maybe better than High, that continues to just say, yeah, I'll go with you.
Yeah, like, guys, can't do that twice in a row. She knows. She already feels that nobody likes her. You guys disappear on her, and then you disappear on her again. So she clearly knows that she is at risk. Can't play it like that.
Yeah. But speaking of that, let me just reset what the alliance at this point is, and it's so the four people that are there talking that Chanel ends up walking are Drea, Jonathan, High, and Lydia. And High and Lydia are like, we're a duo. We have Mike, which is good, really good on Mike that he's like getting himself included in all these things. Drea's like, I have Roxroy, which I was like, all right, well, that surprised me a little. And then Jonathan's like, well, who do I not want to put it? Who do I like the least? Marianne. Okay, Lindsay and Omer are with me. Great. We have a group of 8 out of this 12. And then
I was surprised that Drea didn't also say Romeo, because everything that we've seen up to this point showed that they were pretty close. I mean, I think we even had comments from last week where they said, oh, like they're each other's number one.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it's like an 8-person alliance could not make it one vote. They did not make it one single vote. And I guess this also, to me, can point a little bit to the strong parts of Roxroy's game. Being included in an alliance when you're not there, when you're not even at camp, is a good thing.
And you don't even know what he's doing over there.
And as far as they know, he's going to be vulnerable. I'm like, oh, let's keep Roxroy in. They leave right away. And then also, after they leave right away the first time, Lydia just cannot lie at all. Chanel, what's going on? Oh, they're talking about like fishing and blah, blah. No. God. I would be like, at that moment, I'd be running like, no. Oh, God, I'm in trouble. Oh, dear Lord, I'm in trouble. Oh, God.
You should, I mean, that would be, if you are aware of the situation, like I was aware. We had people, I had an alliance of females, like all the girls, because one pad was evacuated. The girls were bigger in numbers. So we're like, okay, let's stick together. We can take the guys out. Finally, I know it never works. Like a female alliance, it never works, right? So it never, I don't know. Women, we're always complaining about not supporting each other, and we need to have our backs, cover our backs. And then we get these opportunities and we act as is no sisterhood, but whatever, right? So as soon as I saw 2 people walking away, I knew that it was fake, that it was not a real thing, and that they were going to vote out me, right? So I think that Chanel should have probably guess that she was at risk, because once somebody tells you, oh, no, they're not talking about you, that's bullshit. And
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I think, you were bringing up, you had that all female alliance. I think it's just hard when you try to break it down specifically by gender, whether it be male or female, because it's just like, well, just because we have that in common doesn't mean that we're going to have anything else in common. So that's a long stretch for it to be like, okay, we're good till the end.
But you're hopeful, because as a female, we're always presented as, kind of like a second-class citizen, right? Let's be honest, guy. And then you see that you have more women and you get blinded, and you think just because we all share vaginas, it means that we're gonna stick together. But we're more than that, right? So it never works out. So girls, if you're out there, don't do a female alliance. It never works out for you. It's worst. It's the worst.
Yeah. They don't have a good track record. And one thing I want to ask you guys, like, Drea told like people on Ika about her extrovert. What do you think about her just telling? Essentially, it's going to be everybody. She told Jonathan, Omar, and High about it, and that she wants Tori gone. Good move or bad move that like she's just spilling this advantage to so many people?
I don't think it was a great idea, to be honest. When I saw that she did that, I said, like, why are you telling them that right away? You just met these people, right? I will have waited a little bit and maybe vote with them once or twice and like check before if we are solid. Because in a game of Survivor, information is critical. And you're telling these people that you have so much power right now. You're putting a target on your back that is unnecessary. You don't know these people yet. You don't know if it's going to work.
The only way I'd see it being positive is, so she was having that conversation with Jonathan, who was clearly there at, the Applebee's feast. And if there was something said that, Tori was throwing them all under the bus, and her thought was, well, Tori knows I have this extra vote. Let me be the one to tell him. That way it's not like I'm hiding it. I still don't necessarily love it, but I think that's the only positive spin I can put on it.
Because now the thing is that these people know, and they might use her right now for her vote, her extra vote, get someone out, and then get her out.
Yep.
Right? You should have said nothing to them. Yep. Not right now.
Absolutely. It's such a slippery slope. I mean, I think it's better telling people about that than the amulet, but still, I think if you're going to tell someone about an image, make it a small group, not just like, I don't know. And
putting it out there, like, we can use this, like, I have this, like that. No, I wouldn't have done that. But everybody plays their game differently, and we have seen people doing things or not doing anything and getting really far in the game. So who knows?
All right. Well, we get a bit of Roxroyd XL. Jeff tells him the Hourglass thing. Not much happens. The immunity challenge happens, and Roxroy changed history, and he, instead of just saying, oh, because I'm safe now and I'm worried about being in trouble, he just says, oh, well, you got food, so now you don't get immunity. His decision. But I do love Tori just getting mad at him, like, Roxroy did this to protect you. And they're all like, oh my God, stop. No, you did not. Yeah, Dan, I see it. Dan, you're looking at the ceiling.
It's like, well, it's just, she's almost like the new Daniel. It's just like every time you open your mouth, things get worse for you. And I don't understand how, like, she's a therapist. Like, you got to know that you can't react like this better than most people that are out there. And the fact that she would try to plan it off as, no, we did this for you because, we wanted you to have the advantage. Like, that's the biggest line of bullshit I've heard all season.
It's not good.
I think that if he was given the choice, what do you want? Do you want an advantage or do you want food? He will have picked the advantage, obviously, right? So in that sense, I get what she said, the lie that she said, that, oh, I did it because I knew you would prefer like the advantage instead of food. Yeah, that's a good excuse, but it's not real. You sent him because you didn't want to be with him, and that's totally fine. Don't lie to us. We've been watching what's going on. And
Well,
he's
and
there.
I think it would have come off better had it come from literally anybody but her.
Anybody else? Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, what bad. But so just to reset, the group that is now not safe and that was vulnerable was Lydia, Marianne, Lindsay, Tori, High, and Jonathan. And now the people who are safe are Chanel, Drea, Romeo, Mike, Omer, and Roxroy. Which honestly, I like that second group a lot more. For the most part, I may maybe swap like High, and Roxroy. Like honestly, that and I like a lot of these people. That'd probably be my six. But regardless, my Tori wins immunity. I love this. I loved her winning immunity just because I like one, she was a big target. Seeing her ruin everyone's plans is great. And also I know like the larger super fan community hates Tori. So I kind of love just watching them be miserable. I love it. I love it. Sorry, I do. I love just the villain winning stuff. It's fun.
Oh yeah, I mean, she was going home had she not won. And so it's always interesting when it's something where it just ruins the plans and it's like, well, now what?
Beautiful.
But then they target my tiny nugget Lydia. Oh, I'm so sad she is out.
Right. Yeah. All right. We get back to camp. I mean, there's not much to talk about the challenge. It was a cool challenge. She wins. Jonathan and Roxroy have their bit. And then Romeo starts going off, and I'm just like, okay, you are power hungry and you know it. He's like, I want Jonathan gone, damn it. Please, can we get rid of him? So she complains about the romance. He's just like, no, he needs to go ASAP.
One quick comment, Alex, because you mentioned that the superfan community hates Tori. Have you seen the post that's out there now where they're like, no, if you look at it, her one eye was upside down.
Yeah, stop.
It's like, give me a break.
They're like, if you look at the logo and the way they have the eye, it's an eye. Stop.
Because their community really doesn't like her. I have been like really away. I don't go into Reddit anymore. I try not to look at social media because I don't.
Yeah. I've been relatively good about staying off of it this season. I mean, I gave up Twitter for Lent, which has been glorious, but I'm just like hearing from people like Brent, who we had on the first week, is giving me updates. He's like, oh my God. He's like, Twitter is losing it. They love Drea and they hate Tori. He's like, they are losing their mind that Tori is doing well. They hate it so much. And I'm just like, make people upset. I love it. I love it. Even if I don't love Tori, which I do. I think Tori's great entertainment. She sucks at the game. Great entertainment. And I'm so happy she's on the season. I just make these people miserable. Sorry.
Well, and she's not winning. Don't you want to see a little bit bigger of a build-up before her ultimate downfall if you're adamantly rooting against her? Like
I want her to make it as far as she can, either go to Final Tribal and get roasted or just get sent home in a blaze of glory. I want entertainment. She ain't winning the game, so that's out. So either get roasted at Final Tribal or just get sent home in like a really fun blindside.
Oh, I don't think it's gonna be a blindside because she knows that everybody hates her.
I know, but I want a blindside. There should be so.
I don't think she's getting blindsided.
I don't either.
Think that's gonna.
I'm saying what I wanted, trying to manifest things. Okay. Well, I just want to blindside over, but I think she would be like a good, just to be like. But if we get her on the jury soon, she'll have some good reactions.
I love the jury.
All right, you know what? You know what? I figured out what I want. You know what I want? I want Tori sent home next, and I want Roxroy to follow. They're the first two members of the jury.
Oh my God, it's giving me and Natalie vibes when I got voted out. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be with Natalie.
But imagine if you were the first two.
That would be fantastic.
And it's gonna be on YouTube. The Poderoso. Oh, I would love it. Actually, maybe Roxroy first and then Tori, because he'll enjoy being alone. And it's Tori's here. Oh God.
I don't know. I'll have to say it's difficult to be either in a pre-merger group or at the jury when people for some reason don't like you when you get out of the game. Like some of us, once we're out and we leave it behind and we want to live that second part of the experience in a nice way. Because we lost. Why are we going to keep dragging this uncomfortable situation going on. You lost, I lost. Let's bond together now. Some people don't take it like that, and they just keep dragging the game all through your pre-merger strip or your, pus tribal situation. So
goodness gracious.
But that will be great, Alex. I'll give you props to that. Tori
Yeah.
first, and then Roxroy, and then once he gets to Ponderosa,
the order. I don't care.
Oh, I would love to see that. Now that you said it, that's what I wanted to happen.
I just came up with that. Oh. Dream Survivor gods, please put Roxroy and Tori as the first two members of the jury. I don't care what order. Please. Oh, Dan and Dan has a little visitor for us.
Yeah, my dog jumped up.
Aww.
Well,
who is this?
This is my dog, Callista. She's my little buddy. She just hangs out with me all day.
I've seen her before.
Ooh, that was one of the goddesses in Cena, the warrior princess, and she was hot.
Oh.
I was picked. It's Greek for most beautiful is what it means. So
yeah, she was hot on that show. The person who.
Well, she is the most beautiful. I couldn't agree more. And I said it to you before. I'm saying it again. I want to meet your dog.
Oh my god! Now I cannot get out of my brain Tori and Roxroy being the first to.
One can dream, right? Or at some. You know what I'll say? At some point, like if we can't get them being first two, just have them both have them both not be in the final three. At some point, they have to go to Ponderosa and deal with each other.
And vote them back to back, so they have to sit together at the reunion. I know there's not going to be a reunion because of COVID, so I think it's going to be the same thing as happened on 41. Yeah, make them sit together, make them have the vacations together. The beauty.
Or at the same, if they do like a double boot, have them go home the same night, and then they have to do a Ponderosa video together.
Go back on the boat together to Ponderosa.
I'm Tori. I'm Roxroy. And this is our Ponderosa. And just they're like scowling at each other. Oh, I would pay money for that. Not a lot of money, but I'd pay money for that.
That would be beautiful.
All right. So I've got two scenarios where everyone wins. All right. I think the best scenario is that next episode's a double boot. We lose the both of them at the same time. But, all right.
We love you guys. We're just having fun.
Love them, but boy, would they be entertaining together. Oh my goodness. So yeah, we start after Romeo goes on his power hungry trip. Lydia says she talks to Lindsay. She's like, "What about Jonathan?" She bitches that, and Lindsay's like, "No, not gonna do. How about Marianne? Let's do Marianne." And Chanel's there, and she's like, "I see right through Lindsay in a second. Okay, she wants to keep Jonathan." However, then Omar is like, "Wait a minute, I don't have a vote. Let me try to control things like I do have a vote," and he masterfully does. This whole vote, I have to give him credit for. Just absolute mastery, getting Lydia out, getting High and Mike to vote for Lydia.
For her. Mm-hmm.
How? That's what I want to know next episode. How did he pull this off? That is utterly incredible.
Because High was willing to go to Rocks for Lydia, right?
Yeah, and Jonathan and Marianne are your two biggest threats. They're not going home, and he got them to vote out a close ally, and that group of 7 is probably still getting along. That group minus Lydia, it's like, you know what? And still 7 into 11 is still a majority. So that's where you afford to lose a number. Jonathan also pitches Marianne. Thinks when he does that, Omar's like, okay, yeah, Marianne's interesting. But he's like, wait, we could do better than that. And then Lydia and Omar go back and forth debating Jonathan and Lindsay. And this is the moment that Omar uses to strike. The fact that Lydia gives any little bit of doubt to the I guess 8 at that point. Omar's like, oh, okay, let's go.
Yeah,
was this
he
a bad
plays it
play?
Incredibly well.
Was this a bad play from Lydia, or was it just really good on Omar?
I think it was more of a good play on Omar than it was a bad play on Lydia.
I think it's both. In that, I think yes, more of a good play on Omar, but you've got to figure out, Lydia, that one, you're in an alliance with Omar and Jonathan. Like, that's already not great looking right away.
Mm-hmm.
But two, you don't know Omar that well. And you know Omar and Jonathan are tighter. They were on a tribe together for 11 days. They get along. And I think you have to assume. You can't, obviously, you have no reason to think they would hate each other. I would assume they get along like they're best friends, which they pretty much are. So that's where I think, like, just being a little bit too honest, and then obviously Omar can spin it the way he wants to. But the fact that you threw her name out there, and you threw Lindsay's out too, but throwing these names out there, not good, not good. Just pretend. Oh, we want Romeo out? Okay. Like, pick someone. I don't know.
No, I mean, I don't think should Lydia not have said that? I mean, I'm sure, but I don't think that what she really said was that bad. It was just, I think it was from a normal conversation, and she would have had no idea, knowing that would have been the catalyst that Omar was going to use to completely spin it.
It wasn't awful, but the fact that you're bringing up names of people that, as you can tell, one, that you are in alliance with, and Omar knows you're in alliance with, and that people that Omar are in alliance with. But two, you also know that Omar was on a tribe with these two. That's concerning. It's like a little bit too early for that, I think.
Yeah, I think that's it was the reason that she got target, right? I mean,
yeah. And then after that, we literally just go. I think this almost foreshadowed to me that, like, Lydia had to go, because we just get the Omar train for the next, like, 5 minutes of he goes to John and Lindsay, says, "Let's get Lydia." Of course, they're on board with it. He goes to Marianne, and the way he does it with her is like, "Hey, there's the threat of you having an idol. Let's squash that. I'm here for you. Let's get Lydia." Drea, he tells her the truth, kind of, that gets Drea on board. And then the moment that I think is shocking to me how it worked, when he talks to Mike and Hai about it, and they talk about Marianne's idol, and we obviously didn't see a lot of it, but he pitches Lydia, and because all we see after that is Hai saying that he wants to keep Lydia because she's his ally, and that Jonathan, because he's strong like Jonathan, which you're not Jonathan, but I get what you mean. And we go to tribal. What do you think got Hai and Mike on board? Simon, what did Omar do? And how did he do it?
I just think they realized that they weren't going to have the numbers, and they at least wanted to be on the right side of the vote.
Yeah, I mean,
even if Hai hadn't voted for Lydia, she would have been voted out, right? Yeah. So I just want to know, I get that it's because he wants to, at some point, regain control of, like, the game, obviously, and win, and that's why he went with the majority. But I feel like, man, you went through all of these extents of, like, going to rocks and, like, having that tribal to defend your friend, right? And be behind her, and then you kind of stab her in the back. And I get it, it's a game, and there's one winner, and you have to do what you have to do. Yeah. But I would have expected him to at least vote for somebody else and be like, "Hey, I'm with you guys, but I can't vote for her," because we have seen that before, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes you should not compromise your relationships with people, because you're tagged to these people forever, and that's something that it will always come back, even when the game is over.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there's not much else. I mean, I think we covered everything. They go to tribal. Was there anything interesting from tribal for either of you?
Not really. I mean, I feel like it was pretty much your typical KG answers from everyone. Nothing too revealing, I think, was really said.
A couple moments that I caught that was interesting. Jeff trying to make it about himself. He's like, when I was in high school, we moved from Wichita, Kansas to Seattle, Washington, and I was a different person. I was like, okay, Jeff, good for you. I don't know why we needed that. But then we get Omar saying that, like, he's like, now that I'm older, now I'm 30, I can look at things more logically. And Jeff is just like, Jeff and Mike are both like, oh my God, we are double your age. Stop.
Wait until you get 40. Now I see things very differently from when I was 30.
Lyrsa, you still don't look at you still don't look a day over 21. So.
Oh, thank you. I love when they cart me. To be honest, I love it.
I would, yeah. I don't blame you. Do not blame you. And then we get the Marianne and Drea thing of agreeing to disagreeing, and I'm like we're on the same page with different lines. Like,
yeah, that's just miscommunication, I suppose.
Just say you agree with Drea. Just say you agree with Marianne, okay?
No, I don't think she was ever going to admit that.
No, and that's like part of her. You admit that you pretend, but then you agree with her. I don't know.
There's a lot of pretending on this game. You could have pretend for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I don't know. And then we get the beetle that scares Marianne and not Roxroy, and yeah, not much else. Omar doesn't vote, so there are 11 votes, and it ends up being Jonathan, Lindsay, Jonathan, Marianne, and 7 for Lydia. Did I count right? 7 or 6 for Lydia? I'm sorry.
6, yeah.
6.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice blindside.
Yeah. See, there was no reason for High to vote for Lydia. He could have like throw the vote. I feel that it's more.
Well, I will say this. Here's the thing. So the votes, I'll just who voted for the votes for Lydia were High, Jonathan, Lindsay, Drea, Marianne, and Mike. The 2 votes for Marianne were Romeo and Lydia. The 2 for Jonathan were Chanel and Tori, and then Roxroy votes for Lindsay, and never seen Lindsay spelled like
Of
that.
course.
All right, so take Roxroy out for a second. There are 10 votes that kind of mean anything. You take Marianne, take Mike and High out, and you pick either one of them. Say they vote for Jonathan. You now have 4-4-2. Where do Lydia, and then say they go there, and then it's Lydia and Romeo who have to flip and make a call. Where are they going? They're probably both going on Jonathan. It mattered.
Yeah. So for this particular vote, it did, but I think all that potentially would have done was saved High for this vote and maybe another vote. I think in his long-term plans for the game, he needs some of the people that he can't just backstab the first chance he gets at the merge.
Oh, I agree. I agree with that, and I think that's why I think like them going along with it was maybe a good move. But I'm still because you're giving up your number 1 ally right away,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a game. At the end of the day, I feel like the game is so much of who you can trust versus who you can't. And I get you're almost going for quantity over quality in a way, if you get what I mean. So
Yeah.
Curious to see how it plays out. And also, Roxroy supposedly in this alliance. Why did he vote for Lindsay? Why did nobody tell him the plan? Or did
he ever voted for the right person? I guess. Yes. I guess vote 1.
Yeah, he voted for Zach.
1 he did for Zach, but since then he's never voted for the right person. So
he voted for Tori. And I thought he was just going to keep going for Tori. That would be funny.
Well, he could have.
Right? even with the necklace, Tori has 1 vote, doesn't count.
They have to keep sending Roxroy back to vote because they're like that. You can't do that.
But I want to. Roxroy, it won't count. I don't care.
I want her out. I don't trust her.
Everyone's probably like, Lindsay looks the most like Tori. We'll do that.
Could be as simple as that.
I just can picture Jeff with his hand when he's like very adamant. He does this, like, but you can't vote for her. You need to vote for someone else. And he being so stubborn, but I want to vote for her, Jeff. Doesn't matter.
Jeff would be losing his mind, and that's another thing I want to be on the final. I just want Jeff and Roxroy just in. Oh my! Like I bet when Roxroy was talking about not smashing the hourglass, I'm like, bet inside Jeff is convulsing and be like, "You've got to be kidding me! You've got to be kidding me! I swear to God, if you don't do this,
I'll smash you." I wonder what will have been the reaction if he hasn't smashed it. Right? Like production wise, like, oh man, he fucked the twist over Roxroy.
No, I'm pretty sure that coconut would have fallen from a tree somewhere and smashed it. Like Roxroy, it was smashed. I don't know what to tell you.
And the mallet was in your hand. The mallet was in your hand, and it got smashed. Oh no. Rockstar, there's another twist. History's been changed. You're not safe, but the rest of the 5 are.
Bum, bum, bum. I think that will really be a twist. Save everybody but you.
Oh my god.
And let's see how it happens.
All right. It's been 2 hours talking about this episode. Are we ready to, are you both good to take a break and then we come back and rate these players?
Yes.
Sounds good.
Good. It sounds even better to me. All right. We'll be back in about 6 minutes. Bye.
Lucy Nicotine is a company founded by Caltech scientists and former smokers looking for a better and cleaner nicotine alternative. Finally, tobacco alternatives that don't suck.
Researched and developed for 3 years to be made for people, not patients. Lucy has created a nicotine gum with 4 milligrams of nicotine that comes in 3 flavors: wintergreen, cinnamon, and pomegranate. Lucy also has a lozenge with 4 milligrams of nicotine in cherry ice flavor. Each and every flavor actually tastes great, and it's convenient and discreet. Products can be enjoyed anywhere, on flights, at work, on the go, or even in the gym.
I am so happy that Lucy is sponsoring us. Ever since they came on board, I have gotten no less than 5 of my friends transitioned over to Lucy and put their cigarettes down. They like the gum. I'm used to seeing the packages all around. This stuff is great, and it's really helping people make much healthier choices. So get on board and join the Lucy movement.
Hey, it's 2021. Get rid of your cigarettes, unplug your vape, throw out your dip, and get some Lucy nicotine gum or lozenges. This is the real deal. A subscription to Lucy comes directly to your door each month. It's so simple that you don't even have to leave your house because Lucy has delivery down.
Reality NSFW listeners, go to lucy.co and use promo code SURVIVOR to get 20% off all products, including gum or lozenges. That's lucy.co and use promo code SURVIVOR at checkout. Also, I have to give this disclaimer. Warning, this product contains nicotine derived from tobacco. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. That's lucy.co, and be sure to use that promo code SURVIVOR.
This episode of Reality NSFW is sponsored by Blue Chew. Say it with us, Blue Chew. Blue Chew is making waves and bringing more confidence to the bedroom by offering chewable tablets that can help men get stronger and longer lasting erections. That's right, we're giving away super hard dicks.
Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. Blue Chew's tablets help men achieve harder, stronger erections to combat all forms of ED.
Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so no visits to the doctor offices, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. And it ships right to your door in a discreet package. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. And the best part, it's all done online.
Blue Chew's licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. Don't like swallowing pills? No problem here. Blue Chew's sildenafil and tadalafil tablets are chewable. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA, and they prepare and ship direct, so it's cheaper than a pharmacy.
Hey, if you're looking to give that immunity idol to someone, or you don't want to be voted out of a crater, don't worry, Blue Chew's got you covered. So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information.
And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use promo code SURVIVOR at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's Blue Chew, BlueChew.com, promo code SURVIVOR to receive your first month free. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
We're all trying to eat better, but healthy breakfast doesn't have to be boring. Magic Spoon has the amazing flavors you love, but without all the bad stuff. And it's amazing as a midnight snack right before bed.
0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. That's only 140 calories per serving.
It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low-carb. And build your own box. Available flavors to build your very own custom bundle are cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, blueberry, cinnamon, cookies and cream, and my favorite, maple waffle. Now, Magic Spoon recently brought back their 2 super popular flavors, cookies and cream and maple waffle. Thank goodness. But they're back permanently. And when these flavors were first introduced for a limited time, they sold out extremely quickly. Now, I'm here to let you know you can get them again or try them for the first time. Why? Because they are delicious and indulgent.
Johnny, Magic Spoon has so many great flavors that I really enjoy, and even my kids enjoy them. We have the cocoa, fruity frosted, peanut butter. All these are really great combinations. They enjoy waking up in the morning and getting some Magic Spoon right off to start their day great before they head off to school. I think everybody listening should give Magic Spoon a try, or if you've tried them already, it's time to reorder. Let's get you some more Magic Spoon and get your day started right.
Hey, when I finish a podcast late at night, the first thing I'm thinking is not sleep. It's let me grab a delicious bowl of Magic Spoon before I go to bed.
So go to magicspoon.com/survivor to grab a custom bundle of cereal and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code survivor at checkout to save $5 off your order. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember to get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/survivor and use the code SURVIVOR to save $5 off. Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring this podcast.
All right, and we are back. Thank you to Lucy Blue Magic Spoon once again. Lyrsa, bet you're excited to have some to try it afterwards.
So
We'll have to have you on later in the season to get that follow-up, what it did to you.
Well, I'll check back with you guys and let you guys know.
I need that, or I need like an Instagram live if you don't want to do that. Just like Instagram live when you're doing it. Like
I'll do stories like I'm taking the big pill now.
Yeah, exactly.
And 30 minutes later, these are the side effects of it.
I love it.
These are the reactions.
I love it, love it, love it. All right. Are the two of you ready to rate our final 11? Yeah, it's 11. I can count. Math is good. All right.
Yes.
The final 11. Are you both ready?
Yeah, I think it's been a few weeks since I gave someone the kiss of death rating by rating him too high. So hopefully we keep that streak alive.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks, Dan. Share screen. Okay. There we are. Okay. All right. So I figure let's start with the people who are safe and then the people later on who ended up having a say in the vote. So let's start off with that is Roxroy. All right. Dan, why don't you start with Roxroy? Well,
I mean, I feel for Roxroy more, getting more of his story. I feel like we're getting to see him more as a human and not just, someone that's annoying people at camp. And so I do feel for him, but as far as in this game, I'd still have to put him down at like a 3. He doesn't seem to be in a good position whatsoever. I mean, he kind of just voted randomly here for Lindsay. I don't think he has a long-term plan in this game unless it's simply hope that Drea protects me no matter what.
Okay, so you're at a 3. I had him at a 2 last week. I can't go to. I don't think I can go to a 1 at this point, but I will stay there at a 2. I got nothing. There's not much that's good in his game. It's pretty rough. These votes are coming out of nowhere. Not many people. The only thing is giving me. The only thing giving me a bit of comfort is that he's in this supposed alliance, which actually I'll go with 3 for that reason. He's got allies, which actually impresses me. Everything else is a disaster. Roxroy's at a 3. Lyrsa, what do you have for Roxroy?
Yeah, I will have to agree with that too. I mean, he has people right now protecting him But will it be the same if, let's say, Drea is voted out next? Let's say something happens, she's voted out next. In what position is him?
I think he's completely done there because he has no one
Done.
to kind of champion for him.
Yeah, and if he didn't smash the Hourglass, even if he was still in the game, I'd probably be giving him a -1, and I don't even think that's possible. Like a 1 would not be low enough. So thank God he did not do that.
Yes.
All right. Let's move on. And next up in our group of safe people is Chanel. So Chanel, I gave her a 7 last week or 2 weeks ago. That was when I was like, she was doing really well with Daniel at that point. And then last up, yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. Sorry, the weeks are all pointing together. That first Daniel, I had her at a 7. She is falling fast. This is not good. Not good. She's not.
What is ironic here is that she's an executive recruiter. Why haven't you recruit people to be on your side?
Yeah, I will say the same thing about that. I love her. She was my winner pick. I'm at a 4 right now. And that's because part of it is I think she's capable of being a really good player. And there's belief in my eyes that she could turn it around. And I also just can't give her the same score as Roxroy, even though I think she's a better player and more danger than Roxroy. But so 4, not good here. A lot of it was not good. She's still here, thank God, because of the twist. But she was probably gone otherwise. So 4. Lyrsa, what about you?
Yeah, I do agree with your number. I am very agreeing today. She needs to do something to move out of that and stay longer in the game. Recruit people, Chanel. Recruit some people.
Lucy, you're at a 4. What do you have, Dan?
I'm gonna go with a 5, and admitting that's you two are probably right, putting her at a 4.
No. You were going to screw Chanel over. No,
but I have to put her at a 5 simply just because you see these glimpses from her that you can see. Like, I see a way that she puts this all together and recovers. So maybe that's why I'm just not ready to give up on her yet. But she needs to start making some things happen in the next episode or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Very much. The emphasis on need is very high.
Yeah,
all right.
And I think she has all the tools to do so. We just haven't quite seen her piece it all together yet.
Yeah, right.
Just seen glimpses.
Yep. All right. Next up is Drea, another common winner pick of many people. Lyrsa, why don't you start with Drea?
I have Drea at the moment really high. She seems to have some power. So I will put her maybe at number 5. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe, or 6. Maybe a 6.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait. We are, how many do we have right now? 11? 1 to 10? No, wait.
No, these aren't like rankings. These are just like on a scale of 1 to 10. How good are they playing and how
the
much
good?
of a chance do they have
okay.
to win? Like I put, for
yeah.
example,
She's a 5. She's a 5 right
Okay.
now because she babbler that thing that of an extra vote, and that can come back and hunt her.
Okay. Dan, what do you have for Drea?
I have her at a 7. Had she not had that extra vote, kind of admitted that out there, I probably would have had her in an 8. So I needed to dock her a little, but I think I'll still have her at a 7. I think she's playing really well. She obviously has all these advantages. She's worked her way into a good position in this merge tribe. And like I said, had it not been for it being out there, the common knowledge of some of these advantages she has, I'd have her higher, but I still think that she's one of the best players currently in the game.
I'm very impressed with her. I don't think I've ever agreed with you more. Like, exactly. I am with you there. I had an 8. The extra road talking brought me down to a 7. She's in a very good. I will not say anything else. I'm just so with you there. So thank you for being right.
I have my moments.
I love it. Next up is good old Mike Turner, my Hoboken guy that I love. Dan, what do you have to say about Mike?
I'm really impressed with Mike's social game through this episode. He's playing extremely well, and we've talked about this a lot on the podcast of his self-awareness, and he realizes, hey, this may be how it comes off, but he really isn't that guy. There's a lot more layers to him, and the way that he's worked himself into essentially replacing Lydia with High, that you'd have to imagine that Mike's going to be his closest ally out there. And I'd have him put him at a 6. I don't think that he's playing off the charts because I worry about some of his path moving forward, but I think he's in a really good spot.
Very, very fair. All right. Lyrsa, what do you have to say about Mike?
I will give him a 7.
Highest rating so far.
He has surprised me a lot. It's the Puerto Rican in him, this social game. He's very aware. So yeah, I think he has really good connections with people. So he's a 7. He's a 7.
I'm with you there. He's at a bit of a lower 7 than Dre is for me. Like, if I was going to decimals, he'd be like at a 7, and Dre'd be like a 7.5, but roughly. He's got an idol. Everyone, I forgot about that. Him and Dre, both of us. He has an idol. He has a really good social game, and I'm with you, Dan, on the part of him voting out Lydia isn't great because losing an ally, but he may be he's probably replacing Lydia as High's best ally, and having High on your side, and I think that'll really help both of them in this way. So I'm very impressed so far.
I was not expecting that from him.
No, he's wonderful so far, and good entertainment. All right, next up is Omar. You know what? Let me start with Omar. I'm gonna do it. I'm giving Omar an 8. This episode, incredible. The way he played this boot without having a vote was controlling so many votes. And if it doesn't come back to bite him, this is incredible. Utterly one of the best moves in a long time. It's best move of the season. It's really, really strong. I could see him winning this game. I really could see him winning this game if he takes it. If he knows when to peel back and when to go forward and be aggressive like this. I have a lot of faith in him. These players need to watch out. Lyrsa, what do you have for Omar?
Yeah, I have him. I give him an 8.
Yes. Love you agreeing with me.
Yeah, I agree with you. From someone that has no vote and was able to make this vote and get it the way he wanted, and managed to control the vote without having the power of a vote is very impressive. So I have Omar on an 8. Also, his pants are helping him on that picture. So yes.
I mean, he's very much a veterinarian. Every bit of clothing except that tank top has animals on it, which I love. All right, Dan, are you going to keep the 8 train going for Omar?
Yeah, 8s across the board. He's probably the only one I'll have at an 8. Dre was the only other one I considered giving a mark that high, but everything that you two have said, he's worked himself in a really strong position, and I think that he has enough. He has Jonathan that's out in front with him, that if someone does get picked off from his side, I don't believe it'll be him. And so I think he's in a very strong position, as long as maybe in the next vote, if he's able to potentially take a step back, that way it doesn't look like he's driving everything. I think there is a pretty clear path forward for him doing very well in this game.
I will absolutely co-sign that. All right. Lastly, in this group is good old Romeo. If Romeo got his way here, I might be higher on him, and I love him, and he's a great character. I'm at a 5 right now. He's not in the majority. He just isn't. And the group of 4 that's in the minority aren't even together at this point. So he's 1 out of a group of 11. He's not in a good spot. But social game is really, really strong. And he's not a huge threat physically. I think these things can help him skate by. But right now he doesn't have that agency that I'm looking for in a winner, per se. But can he turn it around? Yes. But he needs to do some heavy lifting. Dan, what do you have for Romeo?
A tad bit higher. I have him at a 6. I know it's not great that he's not in that majority, but I still have to believe that at some point him and Drea are going to get on the same page. And maybe he's not, the quote on, what you'd think of as a physical threat, but I think he'll be really good in those balance type or endurance challenges that you're probably, we're going to see coming up in the future. And so I think he can turn it around, and maybe vote 1 at the merge didn't go his way, but I would not be surprised at all to see him work himself back into this game.
That very fair, Lou. So what do you have for good old Romeo?
Yeah, I do. I agree with Dan and have him at a 6 too. I think that he is part of that group, but doesn't have enough agency yet. He can turn this right, and maybe 1-2 episodes. And if he does that, he can go really far. But right now, I think he's in the back seat, and he needs to take a little bit more control to move forward.
He absolutely does. That's a good analogy. Good way to put it. All right. Now let's move on to the group of people who aren't safe. And it starts with the person. I'm starting with the person who won immunity, though, so she was safe. And that's Tori. Tori. Dan, you want to start with Tori?
Your eyes.
I'm
the
debating.
eye rolls today are great.
I have a really good rolling eye game, but yours today, Dan, it's marvelous.
Yeah, oh my gosh. You were killing it.
I'm doing it. I'm putting her at a 2. I don't think she's done herself any favors, especially as of late. And I think at some point in the near future, she's just going to be a casualty of, we just don't want her here. We can't trust her. And I don't know who she's working with, because she clearly doesn't want to work with her pre-merge tribe. We don't really see that she wants to work. Maybe she wants to, but we don't see her really making those connections with people from the other tribes, and going up and telling Jonathan, like, oh yeah, I think I'm going to vote you out, simply just because you'll be a threat to me winning future challenges. I don't have many positives here.
I forgot about that. Wow. Lyrsa, what do you have for Tori?
Oh, Tori.
And the
Tori,
lowest you can go is a 1.
That's the lowest. I can go minus.
If you really want to, I'll let it. Yeah, if you want to go minus, if you want to go lower, go ahead.
No, that's okay. I will respect the 1 through 10 rule. She's so alone. She's a 1 for me. To stay in the game, she will have to win like all of the immunities, or somebody making a bigger mistake or a bigger threat that they can really need her for that vote. But I don't see her going far in the game, because she has burned, with her own comments, her chances of going forward in the game.
Wow, that's like the first time a guest has ever given a 1. I've done.
I'm sorry, Tori. Like, thoroughly, personally, like outside of the game, you are marvelous, but you're shooting your own foot every single episode. So
I am with you completely. She's getting a 1. God, my pretend. I had a 2 written, and I'm like, I can't. There's nothing good here. The only good thing that, I guess, wrong. One good thing, she won immunity. Good job. She's very good physically. Social
But
game
she
thing.
only won it because the other people drop
Something.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
they all thought that she got lucky on that one. I don't think she was gonna win.
She got lucky, but she also earned it by not dropping herself as many times. I'm gonna say she earned it. Everything's bad. Everything's bad, Tori. You're not in the majority. Your social game stinks. You don't even seem to be aware that you're in the minority. You're not trying to work with anybody. I can't. The closest thing she has to an ally is Romeo, and that's very tenuous at best. It's awful. She's got no shot of winning whatsoever. Absolutely zero at this point. If she makes it past the next couple votes, I'll even be shocked at that, because I think at some point I think it's next vote. Typically, the second vote at the merge is like, all right, let's just get the easy one out of the way. The first one is like, big move. Ooh, everyone's scrambling. It's like, let's get rid of Tori. Let's get rid of her. I'm starting to think my dream of her and Roxroy in some order could be possible. Yeah, one. Everything's bad. I'm sorry. Everything's bad at this point. But thank God she won immunity to make everyone's head explode. All right. I've given out. I feel like I've given out too many ones already. All right. Next up is a person I'm giving a large multiple of 1 to. That's high. Lyrsa, why don't you start with high?
I'm conflicted because he betrayed Lydia. And he didn't have to. He didn't have to. He could have said to people, you know what? He was my number one. I get it. I'll be with you guys, but I can't vote her out. People have done this before and vote for someone else random. I'm telling people this is what's going to happen, but it's because I can compromise my friendship. But he didn't do this. But aside from that, I give high a 7. I think that aside from that, he has numbers, he has options, he's playing, he's looking ahead of the game. So yeah, except for that Lydia thing, I'll give him 7. I think he's doing pretty good and consistent.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there. I agree with a lot of what you said. I'm wavering between a 6 and a 7, based on the fact that he lost his. He voted. I think the move to vote for Lydia at the point has merit. If you know she's going home, if you can't get Mike to flip or something, not bad. I think he's in a good spot now. He would have been in a great spot if he got his way. Like, I'd probably be at an 8 if he got his way. Yeah, I think you lose your number one ally. I think I'm going to go with a 6. I love High so much. And I think he can recover. He has a shot to win this game. But I need to see how he plays from here. That's ultimately it. Dan, what about you?
I have him at a 6 as well. I mean, I want to have him higher. High's probably the person that consistently I've been the highest on this season.
Get it.
But I have to put him at a 6 because he did do that. And it just makes me worried about if already he had to give up who was his number one, is if he's going to rebound from that and maybe put his foot down the next time there's a tough decision and get his way. But I'm just worried that whenever, that larger alliance breaks up, which, as we'll see, maybe it lasts a few votes, that he may have shot himself in the foot for not having more closer allies to vote for. So still optimistic, but he took a little bit of a hit this week. So I have him at a 6.
That's very fair. Very, very fair. All right. We move on from a strong player to another strong player, maybe in a different way.
Hey, baby.
Lyrsa's 6'4" crush.
My God, I need to stop with the comments. People might think that I'm really into like Jonathan for real, and give people some hopes.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I mean, I will give him. Oh, is it my turn or somebody else?
Go ahead. I don't care.
Go for it.
I was like, if you need more time, I'll go. But if you go for it.
No, I'm gonna give him a 6.
Ooh.
Because he does have really good connections with people, but at the same time, he is a threat and people are looking at him. Right. So he wants to play a more like in the middle game, which isn't, baby, it's impossible. You're very hard to miss. I am noticing you. Right. So if I'm noticing you, everybody is. Right. But he has good connections at the moment. And even though the minority wanted him out, he's still there. He has people that will back him up, and people want him there to like chill. So he's gonna stay there. I think it's a 6 because he can clearly do puzzles, but I'm giving you a 6, baby. Don't worry about it.
Dan, what do you have? I imagine you're a bit lower.
Yeah, I have him at a 4. I do like the connections that he's made, but I just think that every vote that he's eligible, like he's not immune, I think his name's always going to be out there because the massive target that he has for being such this physical threat. And I just think eventually it's going to catch up with him. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think the longer he lasts, he's just going to be this glaring walking target. And maybe, catching some fish and, being this provider will spare him a little bit longer. But I think eventually people are just going to realize, like, hey, what are we doing? Like, we have to get rid of him.
I could not agree more. I'm at a 4 as well with him. The target's gigantic. Nothing else I could say. His name was thrown out at this vote. He's probably not next to go, which is more than I expected for him. Decent social game. All in all, yeah, he's decent. Not winning this game, but doing okay for now.
Oh yeah, he's definitely not winning.
Yeah. Next, whoopsie, sorry about that.
Whoa.
There are 2 buttons, and when you press one, it moves, and then I guess I double clicked by accident. Sorry. All right, back. There's Lindsay. Yeah, so I pressed the switch button and I went over to stop sharing. Sorry. Let me start with Lindsay. I think I'm at a 5 with her. I still don't have much for her. There's not much to say about her. She's in an alliance. That's good. She's got the amulet. That's good. Does she have any power? I don't think so. I guess she got her way thanks to Omer. Yeah, I just don't have enough to make a really call on her. I don't know if she's winning the game, but I don't see her going home anytime soon, so I'm at a 5. Dan, what do you have for good old Lindsay?
The only thing that I can say about Lindsay is that Lindsay is a contestant on Survivor Season 42. I have, which may shock some people, but I have nothing good, nothing bad. We know nothing about her whatsoever. So I think I've consistently have her at a 5, and I'm going to keep her there. I don't think she's in any danger. I can't really see her path to winning this game because we know nothing about her. So she's just at a default 5.
Lyrsa, are you going to keep the middle of the road train coming for the person who is so middle of the road? We don't know who she is.
Yes, I will have agree on a 5, but don't be surprised if she's a winner because we come from a season in which we didn't see enough of the winner and she won. So maybe I don't discard anything at this moment. Anybody can be a winner, but she's playing very in the middle. We don't know about her. So yeah, a 5, it's a number I agree.
Okay. All right. And last but not least, that's correct. Yeah. Is good old Marianne. Marianne.
Hey girl.
Lyrsa, why don't you start with Marianne then?
I am very conflicted in which rating I should give her because she's loaded. So for being loaded, I will give you like an 8, girl. You have a lot of things on you, but people want you out, right? You are on that bottom list of people voting you out. Possibly because you are loaded and you're loud, and I love my loud people. I'm very loud. But in a game like this, you need to know how to like shield down a little bit because that can cost you. And I think that is the reason why people are kind of like annoyed with her, because being on 24/7 is a lot. It's a lot. So I will give her, oh my god, I think I will also give her a 5 because she has so many things going on for her, and at the same time so many things going against her, right? If she manages to tone it down a little bit, and that maybe can help her a little bit. I don't see her sadly as a winner, but yeah, I will give her a 5.
All right. I'm at a 4 for Marianne. She's got the idol. She's got the extra great things, like you said. She's not in the majority though. She's expendable to people. And I don't. Who's her best? It's hard to find who her best ally is at this point. It might have been Lydia, and she's gone. The rest of her starting tribe, like they're like, we like you, but that's about it. I don't have a ton of hope in her. I don't think she's next to go because Roxroy and Tori exist, but that's about it. Dan, what about you?
I think I'm more with Lyrsa's train of thought. I have her to 5 because I think that there's so many positives, all these advantages and things that she have, but as well as, some of her negatives that are maybe weigh her down a little bit. And for me, I think it just all wipes, each other out, and would have her rated a 5. I think she's not in a great spot, but I wouldn't be surprised if, because you have the Tori and Roxroy that'll probably go before her, that sometimes all you need are those few extra days in the game. And if she's able to start using some of these advantages that work to her way, I think there is a path for her to be around for a while, but I also wouldn't be shocked if she got taken out in the near future either.
Sounds good to me. All right. So that's everyone. All right. I am curious to ask the both of you, who is going home next?
Oh, it's so hard between Tori and Roxroy, right?
I mean, you can pick whoever you want.
I will say Tori. Okay. Because Roxroy at least has somebody. I mean, I didn't see the preview. I cut it off. I don't like to see the previews.
Me too.
Because I want to be blindsided with what happens. But if we are basing next elimination on this episode, I think it's definitely Tori because Roxroy has Drea.
Dan, who's going home in your eyes?
Agreement. I think that it's either Roxroy or Tori. The only reason that I'll give the slight edge to Tori is simply, okay, well, maybe they look at her and go, well, where she's going? Like, where is she going? She has nowhere else to go. And I'll say Roxroy simply because I think Tori has a better shot at potentially winning immunity again. So I'll say Roxroy, but wouldn't be shocked if it was Tori whatsoever.
What are we doing agreeing today? That was I was like, that's my reasoning. Shouldn't have let you go before me. Yeah. I think it's Roxroy just because I think Tori could win immunity again and ruin everyone's game. But all right, you know what? Now I will ask if it can't be one of those two, who goes home?
Oh, okay. Let me open again my spreadsheet.
Tell me about the spreadsheet, Lyrsa.
By spreadsheet, I mean going on Google and putting cast season 42 and see their pictures.
I thought you had like a spreadsheet with like a bio and info and stats and all this stuff.
No. I don't know anything about Excel except like reading Excel sheets. That's it. I don't do any of that. I think if it's not Tori or Roxroy, it's gonna be Marianne.
Okay.
I
think it's gonna be Marianne. They're gonna blindside her, make her feel comfortable. She's gonna say a lot of shit at Tribal that is funny and like, and then they're gonna vote her out.
Okay. Dan, what about you?
as much as it pains me to say it, if it's not either of the two of them, I could see it being Chanel.
Ooh,
Oh, Chanel too.
I think you have some merit there. To be able to contrarian, I am going to throw Romeo's name out there, actually. And that also pains me. The reason I say that, and it pains me a lot, I swear he better not go home, is I think these players may start realizing how good of a social game he has. Like, you know what? He's not in a majority. Out of who can we take out? It's like, well, we can get Chanel later. Romeo's that threat that we can't get rid of later, because if we let him get further, we are all in big trouble. I think it's a possibility. And if Drea and Roxray are not fighting for him, then who is? So
Yeah.
No, I could see it, unfortunately.
Watch it be none of the 5 people that we've mentioned. Watch it just out of nowhere. It's like, okay. Mike is gone. Okay. Just watch
Hopefully.
it. Watch something random, something ridiculous happen.
Wouldn't be the first time.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, people get so screwed on this game, and you think you're on the top, and then you're not. That's the beauty of Survivor.
All right, last question for the book. Who's winning?
Oh,
Right now, who's winning?
Oh, I don't know.
Dan, do you have a
I
pick?
think Omar. Right now,
Okay.
Omar is winning.
Yeah, all right.
Omar is winning. Mm-hmm.
I'm between Omar and Drea.
Shocker.
Yeah.
We were all shocked by this.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Drea.
Okay.
If she wins, she will be the second Canadian in a row to win this game.
So would Omar.
True. I saw it now. On Ontario. I'm sorry, Omar.
Oh my God.
I just don't know the
These
tiny
teenagers.
little things for, states and stuff. I don't know them all. I'm not from this country.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna agree with you, Lyrsa. I'm going Omar. I was so impressed with this.
If you manage to turn the game your way with even having a vote, you're good at this.
Mm-hmm.
You're good at this.
He's very good at this. All right. Dan, any final thoughts?
No, I think we've pretty much covered it all.
Can you imagine that Tori wins? People are gonna be so pissed. I'm so sorry, Tori. I'm so sorry, girl. But
right,
the world out there, apparently, not me. I didn't know this, but apparently the world out there doesn't like you. So that will be like,
oh my God! Everyone's head would explode. I love it. My head would explode too. In the what? Like, she has to become a really good player, but. Which I'd be here for, like seeing her just like all of a sudden learn how to play this game.
And that's why we need an extra day to know why people are taking these decisions.
Mm-hmm.
We need more Survivor. We need more Survivor.
I mean, Australia has like what, 3 episodes a week or something like that?
3 episodes that are all like double the length or triple in some cases.
Yeah.
So it's like we get a little too much there sometimes. We don't get enough here. We need middle ground. Maybe that's Survivor South Africa, but regardless, Lyrsa, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you back. Mm-hmm. I love and relish every time we get to talk to you. This has been so funny, so fun. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. This was a last minute thing, and I'm really happy about it.
We finally made it work. For weeks, I've been trying. It's like, this doesn't work. This week worked. We made it work.
We need thank that human that decided not to go out on a date with me today. So thank you, girl. You made everybody's day.
And to that mysterious girl that isn't listening, if you do end up getting another chance to go on a date with Lyrsa, do not blow it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a couple of times, girl. And I'm such a nice human that I keep giving you the benefit of the doubt, but I'm tired. And that's my personal life that we didn't sign up for this on this podcast.
Oh my goodness. Lyrsa, you're incredible. Absolutely incredible. This has been, I can't stop laughing and smile. This is what you've done to me the last 2 hours. You've broken me over the past 2 hours and like 40 minutes. All right.
Can I plug something before we leave?
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
So as last year, I have become very active in the art kind of like collage scene. So I submitted one of my works into this exhibit, and my work got chosen to be in the exhibit. It's called Hot Cuisine, the Art of Food, and it's the spring exhibition at the CCAE, which is the Cambridge Center for Adult Education. It's going to be on display from April 28th until June 23rd. So if you are in the Boston area, go and see my collage up there in the wall. I have had actually more exhibits than Vincent van Gogh. Sorry, dude. So you can go there, see my art, and if you really like it, you can go to my Etsy store. And after 4/19, you can buy my art because we are on a strike. We're not selling anything, but after the 19th, you can go in. My social media for the artwork is Lyrs, Lyrs.art, and my link is over there. I think my link for the Etsy store is also in my real, like, human Instagram. So yeah, go there. I chip really quick. And if you send me a DM and say that you listen to me promoting this on this podcast, I'm gonna give you a 10% discount. So there you go.
Yeah,
Hey.
You want me? All right, there's the handle right there if you want to go follow Lyrsa and her beautiful artwork. Dan, you want to plug what's going on Reality NSFW?
Of course. So if you like the podcast and Reality NSFW as a whole, the best way to support the podcast is become a patron. That's at adfreensfw.com. That gets you added to the secret Facebook patron group, where we always have lots of discussions and events that are happening. It gets you access to the Q&A podcast every week, which is Johnny and Matt's favorite podcast to do every week, where us as the patrons, we get to submit questions, anything you could possibly want, and they go on and answer it. As well as right now, they're going through some of the older Australian seasons. So right now, I believe they are going through 2019. So they're going through that season. They're about halfway right now. And once a week, we get a podcast from them about that. As always, after the show, Survivor airs on Wednesdays. Tune into the reaction show. It comes on, 5 to 10 minutes right after the episode. It's always with Johnny, Matt, and Alex Triaz, as well as other coverages going on. We have our friends Lauren Pratt and Sarah Hart. They have their Ladies' Night podcast, which normally comes out every Monday at 8:00. I know they'll be back this week. And then if you are looking for Big Brother Canada coverage, Brent and Bobby do that every week as well on Wednesdays. And then if you've been following this season of Australian Survivor, I've done a lot of the podcasts this year with Johnny on that every week. This week I wasn't there, but they spoke to, don't want to spoil anything, the winner of the season. So there was an interview. Johnny and Alex talked with them. And then, of course, Alex and I, we weren't here last week, but moving forward, we will be back every week with the deep dive.
Yes. Unless life decides to get in the way again. But yes. I will say we've got some more special guests in the works. So stay tuned for all of that. Lyrsa, thank you again. I can't thank you enough. This has been such a blast.
I had fun, guys. Anytime. We'll talk nice things, and we'll also talk some trash things. So it's amazing.
Lyrsa, I could listen to you talk about watching paint dry. Like that, you would make that entertaining. You think
Thank
I'm kidding?
you.
You think I'm kidding? No.
You should work with me. People go crazy in the office between me saying shit to them in English and then half in Spanish. They have a blast. So,
I mean, hey, I'm only like a 4-hour drive from Boston.
yay, come visit.
I love the city too much. I hate the Red Sox, but I love everything about Boston. Everything else.
I like the Red Sox, but I hate the Patriots with passion. I hate them. I hope they lose every season. I hope Tom Brady fucking retires and disappears from the planet. Like, I hate everything football. Sorry, guys.
All right. On that note, Dan and I will be back next week to talk Survivor.
I'm getting canceled.
No. I love you even more, Lyrsa. This is amazing. And to everyone who listened, thank you so much. Happy holidays, whatever you're celebrating this week, if anything. And yeah, have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
And for more reality NSFW content, visit adfreensfw.com.